Exciting month, led of course by the baseball Cardinals winning the National League East.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive into right. May fall. Van Slyke, that's the winner. He has it. Van Slyke caught it. And the Cardinals have won 101. And they've won the Eastern Division and head into the playoff against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Now it's the football Cardinals' turn to try and win the Eastern Division. Led by Neil Lomax and Roy Green, St. Louis is just one game out of the lead held by Dallas. But last Monday night in Washington, Lomax suffered one of his worst games as a pro. He threw 4 interceptions and he'll have to reassert himself today against Philadelphia. For the Eagles, a familiar face will be at quarterback. Ron Jaworski has the #1 job back again. Benched after the first week of the season, Jaworski came off the bench last Sunday to throw 3 touchdown passes, almost leading the Eagles to a dramatic come-from-behind victory against New Orleans. Jaworski woke up a slumbering offense that had been virtually non-existent this season. So today, in a game moved to Philadelphia because of the baseball playoffs, it's the Cardinals against the Eagles coming up on CBS.
CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, the St. Louis Cardinals against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Good afternoon, everyone. About 60,000 on hand at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia for the first game of 2 between the Cardinals and the Eagles. We had some early morning rain, but it is a very pleasant afternoon with the temperature 67 degrees. The Dallas Cowboys lead the Eastern Division of the NFC with a record of 4-1. But Pittsburgh plays at Dallas, and Hank Stram, Pittsburgh could win that game.
You know, Dallas hasn't beaten Pittsburgh since 1972. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
So if the Cardinals win and Dallas loses, St. Louis can move into a first-place tie, but you have your doubts about the Cardinals.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder whether or not the Cardinals are contenders or whether they're pretenders. We'll find out more about that this afternoon.
Neil O'Donoghue will kick off. The Eagles have won the toss. They want the ball. Their deep man is Herman Hunter, who has averaged 23-plus per kickoff return. And here we go. One thing about it, when these two teams meet, I don't know why, but they always carry people off the field. They are always hard-hitting games, and we hope you enjoy it. This will be returned by Hunter from the 4, 10, 15, 20. Across the 25 and out of bounds at the 26-yard line. There's Ron Jaworski going in to lead his club. Lee Nelson made the kickoff tackle. And for the Eagles, Jaworski has Ernest Jackson as the running back, along with the wide receivers Kenny Jackson and Mike Quick. 2 tight ends, Michael Addis and John Spagnola, who caught 12 passes last week. Offensive line, Ken Reeves, the new left tackle, Steve Kenny, Mark Dennard, Ron Baker, and Leonard Mitchell. They have Jackson and Haddix in their backfield now from the 26. Ernest Jackson, formerly of San Diego, gets a couple. And the linebacker, Nico Noga, who is starting for the first time, made the tackle, number 57. A 4-man front for St. Louis. Baker, Dudock, Galloway, and Greer. Nico Noga is the new left side linebacker, replacing Charlie Baker. E.J. Jr. in the middle, and the #1 draft pick, Freddie Jones, on the weak side linebacker. Cedric Mack and Wayne Smith man the corners, and Leonard Smith and Benny Perrin are the safety men. 2nd and 8. Same setup. And Jaworski to the air. Plenty of time, and it is near Cedric Mack, who broke it up. He threw into double coverage as he tried to get the ball to Mike Quick, and it's 3rd and 8. Cedric Mack was closest to it for the Cardinals.
You know, and Jaworski looked like he stumbled a little bit going back into the pocket. It looked like maybe he didn't pick his feet up high enough, and he stumbled a little bit on the AstroTurf, and for that reason, he had a little trouble getting the ball off like he wanted to.
When he first set up.
Yes, that's right, when he initially went back into the pocket.
Philadelphia has been faced with long yardage on 3rd down, and they have made a first down only about 33% of the time. Jaworski's in the shotgun.
St. Louis is in 6 defensive backs.
4-man rush with a stunt. They pick it up. Pass is thrown and incomplete. throw by Jaworski. I don't know where the heck he was throwing that ball, Hank. Do you?
No, I don't either.
Tried to get it to Quick, but Quick wasn't anywhere near there.
There had to be a lack of communication on the pattern between the receiver and the quarterback, because the quarterback threw it one way and the receiver went the other.
And Leonard Smith was closest to it. Cardinal safety man. And now the punt for Mike Moran, who's been a very good kicker. 40-yard plus average. J.T. Smith is back inside his 35. The Cardinals should be in good shape when they get the ball. Low snap, good bounce. Left-footed kicker, line drive, drives Smith back. Good kick. Took it on the 22. Smith is across the 35, and the Cardinals are in good shape as they get the ball for the first time. That was a 50-yard punt, 15-yard return. Lomax is the quarterback. Otis Anderson and Earl Farrell are the running backs. Roy Green, Pat Tilley, wide receivers. On the offensive line, Louis Sharp, Doug Dawson, Randy Clark, Joe Bostic, Tootie Robbins, and the tight end is Doug Marsh. Dave Little made the tackle on the punt return. And the Cardinals start from their own 37. Anderson, good block by Farrell. And the linebacker closed it down in a big hurry, along with the defensive end Greg Brown, who made the big hit. The Eagles defense, they use a three-man front. They have a newcomer, Reggie White from the United States Football League. Ken Clark, the nose tackle, and Greg Brown at defensive end. He just made that last tackle. Wilkes, Reichenbach, Anthony Griggs, and Gary Cobb, formerly of Detroit, are the linebackers. Albert Powell starts on the corner in place of Roynell Young. Herman Edwards on the right side. Ray Ellis and Wes Hopkins, two big hitters, are the safety men. Here comes Anderson again. And he's got a third down coming up. A big hit by Wes Hopkins, number 48, and he is about as tough a tackler as there is in football.
I tell you, he's like a defensive end. A lot of people say he's like a linebacker playing safety, but he's like a defensive end playing safety. He's big and he's strong, but he moves like a defensive back. That was a great hit. And Earl Farrell, number 31, really got a terrific block on Gary Cobb, number 50, on the play.
Nonetheless, it is a third down for the Cardinals.
And the Eagles have 7 defensive backs in the game.
And they're all good.
They really are.
Third down and 4 for the Cardinals. Out of the shotgun is Lomax. Sets up and throws quickly, and it's caught for a first down. And that's little Stump Mitchell out of the backfield. A good clutch performer, getting a first down to the Eagle 43, good for 14 yards, and Hopkins covering.
Mitchell was in the slot that time. Watch him. Comes off the ball, and Hopkins, number 48, is playing man for man. Look, he breaks to the outside. He's got outside leverage on him to begin with. There's no chance in the world for Hopkins to make the coverage on the play. He finally makes the tackle and knocks him out of bounds.
At the Philadelphia 43. The Cardinals, who have been misfiring on third down, hit on that one. Two tight ends, Doug Marsh and Greg LaFleur. Roy Green to the left. Time again for Lomax. Overthrows Green. What a terrible throw that was. Green was wide open. The Eagles had really fallen off very deep, hadn't they, Hank?
What happened was, Jack, that Neal got rid of the ball a little bit too soon. He didn't hold it long enough, and as a result, it sailed and went way over the top, and that's what happened. No follow-through on the pass at all.
We have a score for you of a game with Cincinnati on a pass from Esiason to Collinsworth, jumping ahead of the Giants 7-0 in the first quarter. Cincinnati can win that game.
And they're a good offensive team. They just have to do a better job defensively, but they make things happen offensively.
Second down pass, and it's caught for about 9 yards to the tight end Marsh. And the hit immediately made by Ray Ellis. So Lomax comes back with a very good throw, and we'll see what kind of forward progress they give him. It apparently is going to be short by inches. It's third down and about a foot. There's Jim Hannafin.
Talking to Jim yesterday, he was kind of uptight about this game, and justifiably so. He was very disappointed the way they played Monday night, and he feels strongly about the way they must play today if they hope to win.
They were embarrassing against the Redskins.
Yeah, they were terrible.
Farrell and Anderson and Wolfley are in the Cardinal backfield. blocking, and Anderson is stopped on third down. They didn't get any surge from Clark, Dawson, Bostic, Robbins, or Sharp, and they actually lost about a foot, and it's fourth down.
Ken Clark, the nose man, number 71, boy, he got good penetration, and he was involved in stopping that play.
Looks like they're going to go for it, Hank, on fourth down from scrimmage.
I would think with this field position the way it is, and a less than a yard, well, I think probably they would. I think it's a good call.
This is the first time that the Cardinals have tried for a first down on fourth down all year. And against Philadelphia, they've given up one first down twice on fourth down. Quarterback sneak, and they cleared it out very well. And Lomax took a count, took a step, and got the first down.
There's a flag down on the play.
The flag is down.
Against the Cardinals.
How in the world can you get a flag on a play like that?
Boy, that's hard to understand, but they got one.
5-yard penalty against the Cards.
Delay on the offense. The number fourth down will be replayed.
Well, they didn't get the playoff before the 30-second clock.
Well, that's amazing, especially when you call a quarterback sneak. That's not much to say.
Very complicated play.
Yeah, very difficult.
The ball is back at the 39. O'Donohue comes onto the field. O'Donohue this year is 8 out of 11. And this will be a
56-yard field goal.
6-yard try. You kidding me? High snap, that didn't help. And it's way short. A 56-yard miss. That was a crazy play, wasn't it?
It really was.
Now the Eagles will get the ball for the second time. We've already seen some wacky happenings. A 56-yard try by O'Donohue. Now Philadelphia gets the ball at their own 39.
You know, they were very excited. We watched them practice Friday, Jack, and I was very surprised to see how enthusiastically they practiced, how hard they worked. They're a lot more sharp than they were the last time we saw them practice about 3 weeks ago.
You're talking about the Eagles, right?
Talking about the Eagles, right.
And there's their head coach, Marion Campbell.
And he was excited about the way they worked all week long.
Spagnola is the tight end. Quick is to the right. Haddix in the backfield. And a first down pass by Jaworski. He'll swing it out here to Haddix. And there's the hit and a good tackle and a loss of about a yard on the play by Noga. The one thing they're worried about Noga, number 57, starting, Hank, is if the learning process has been complete for him.
I think he's physical enough where that really isn't a problem. There you see him come off into the left flat. What they're doing here is running an option play. They send a receiver downfield and a back out in the flat with the hope and expectation that the linebacker will get some depth. Noga did not get the depth and was right there to make the tackle. A beautiful open field tackle by Nika Noga.
Tailback is Ernest Jackson, and he crosses the 40-yard line. It's going to make it third and long again. Freddie Joe Nunn, number 53, and Nico Noga in on the tackle again. Nunn was the #1 draft pick of the Cardinals this year, and they are not disappointed with him.
He's playing extremely well, and I think at this stage of his growth and development, he's probably playing much better against the pass than he is the run, especially on short yardage situation. But they like him very much, and there's no question about it. He's going to be an impact player. No question about that.
Lee Nelson checks in defensively, along with Jeff Griffin in the backfield for the Cardinals on 3rd down and 7. Jaworski needs a strike, and the Cardinals make a good hit on the play. The pass was caught by Haddix, and Leonard Smith made the tackle, and that drives Hank Stram crazy when on 3rd down the receiver doesn't go deep enough.
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing. You know how much yardage you have to make, and to go through all the trouble of pass blocking and then throwing the ball and then making the catch and then being 4 yards short of the first down. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Does not. Mike Horan is kicking for the second time. J.T. Smith is inside his 20. In the first quarter, no score. 9.5 left in the quarter. Got a low snap the last time. Better one this time. And a lousy kick. And a bad bounce. And J.T. Smith has it at the 25, and he is out near the 30-yard line for St. Louis. Cardinals take over for the second time. A 31-yard punt. 7-yard return. The ball at the Cardinal 30. Tackled by Reichenbach. Coming up next on CBS, what a game. Last year, the 49ers in the NFC title game beat the Bears, who this year are 5-0.
But this time, they're going to be playing with Jim McMahon, their quarterback. Last year in the championship game, they did not have him, and they think that'll make a big difference.
And the score last year?
23-0.
But you'll see that game, and it'll be a dandy at San Francisco today. Cardinals start from their 31.
Look at all the room over here with Pat Tilley.
Anderson goes in motion. That's unusual for the Cardinals. And a fake to Farrell, a pass to Anderson, and a good tackle. And a loss on the play. Gary Cobb, who used to wear the Detroit Lion uniform, stayed right with it.
You know, that's amazing. Before the ball was snapped and before they sent a man in motion, Tilley was one-on-one on him all by himself. Look at the fake inside, throw the quick screen outside. Tilley goes downfield to block Herman Edwards. Gary Cobb, number 50, comes through there, however, and makes the play. But they had a one-on-one to begin with. They brought a man in motion, which brought another guy over there and destroyed the possibility of making that play a successful play.
Farrell is split out. Green and Tilley to the right. Pass play out here to Farrell. And he makes good yards out near the 39-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about 2. Gary Cobb was covering again.
There again, that was the same situation that time, except they had a back out there one-on-one on Ray Ellis. All the room in the world, and all you got to do is play catch. Throw the ball out there because there's no way in the world they're going to be able to stop that play.
And now another flag. That one stops the play. Talk it over with Ken Clark.
Illegal motion. Number 31 of the offense.
Farrell, who was lined up as a wide receiver, went in motion and beat the snap. And it's 2nd down and 16. Eddie Murray has kicked a field goal, and Detroit's ahead of the Redskins 3-0. 2nd and 16.
Boy, look at the middle, Jack.
Lomax rolling right. Fake short. He'll have to dump it off. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
That time they rolled out to the right, of which you could see, Jack, but the problem was that they had double coverage on the outside. It was a double zone, and there's really no place to throw the ball except in the middle area. And by the time he got there, rolling out to his right, look at the defense pursue. Look at all the angles. They're maintaining inside-outside pressure on him, so he can't cut back. Look, now he's got to throw the ball short. It's a nothing pattern, and wind up incomplete.
3rd and 16, and the Cardinals continue to misfire as they did last Monday night. Tilley comes left, Roy Green to the right.
Now they got their 7 defensive backs in the contest again.
Lomax throws, and it's intercepted. He overthrew Smith, and it's picked off by Herman Edwards in Cardinal territory. And Lomax, who was intercepted 4 times last week, is nailed again. J.T. Smith made the tackle. That Edwards plays deep all the time, doesn't he?
Watch it. Here we have an end zone replay. Look at the stunts up front with the defensive lineman. He's got plenty of time to throw the ball, but the ball, he has it down by his waist to begin with, brings it up quickly and releases it just a little bit too soon again. It sailed. Win high was intercepted by Herman Edwards.
So the Eagles are at the Cardinal 43. And the give is to Jackson, and a big gain. Whoa, what a good run. Inside the 35, and Michael Haddix, blocking on the play, really got off the ball, Hank. Cedric Mack and Benny Perrin came up to make the tackle.
Ron Baker and Gene and Steve Kenny really got off the ball good and did a terrific job of knocking people off the ball.
And they ran it to the Cardinal 33. And a 1st down. Well, they're going to measure.
You know, one thing we can look for during the course of this game, Jack, is the fact that the St. Louis Cardinals use a lot of overshifted and undershifted defenses, and as a result, I think the Eagles are going to try to take advantage of that as much as they possibly can and run away from where all the folks are, and that's what they did in the last play and succeeded in making a big gain on the play.
Did you see Haddix get off the ball?
He did, boy. He flew off the ball, didn't he?
Blocking. And Jackson made a good run of 9 yards. It's 2nd down and 1.
You know, you had to be impressed with the way they practiced Friday. There was a lot of enthusiasm. The intensity was very high. And they were really aggressive in practice and got off the ball very well in the practice session. And it's easy to understand why they're doing it so far in this game.
Well, here's a down on which the Eagles could call anything. Addicks and Jackson in their backfield, and it's Jackson getting a first down inside the Cardinal 30. And now for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Jack, here is the Cincinnati touchdown you reported earlier. Boomer Esiason gets it into the end zone, and watch Chris Collinsworth. Great catch there by the Bengal wide receiver. They lead the Giants, who come up sluggish right now. Let's go back to Jack and Hank.
7:07 left in the first quarter. Nico Noga made that last tackle. He's made numerous tackles in the early going. First down at the Cardinal 28. Jackson bobbled the ball for a moment and then got some good yards before Curtis Greer wrestled him down. He's to the 22. Looks like they have their mind made up what they want to do here.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. There's a trap block by Kenny, but he goes beyond the hole. There's a cavity inside. Jackson sees it and takes advantage of it, and finally tackled by Curtis Greer, number 75. But there was a terrific hole there, and he took advantage of it very well.
He got 6, and it's second down and 4 at the Cardinal 22. They'll probably give it to him again. They do. Good block by Addicks, and the tackle made down around the 20-yard line by Freddie Joe Nunn and E.J. Jr. They kind of think, Hank, the Eagles, that they can run at Freddie Joe Nunn and the weak side linebacker.
Well, I think they think, really, Jack, they can run at Curtis Greer and Nunn, both of whom they think are very, very good against the pass, but not quite as strong against the run. And they're going to test him here this afternoon. It is very obvious they're testing him very well right now.
Jackson has carried 4 consecutive times. It's 3rd and 2. Magnola, the tight end on the right side. Here he comes again, and he stumbles, and he's knocked down by the linebacker, Noga. And it's 4th down and time for the Eagles to try a field goal with McFadden.
Watch Nico Noga, number 57. Look at him. There he goes inside the block and gets penetration and makes the play. A terrific play by the young linebacker, Nico Noga.
McFadden is 7 out of 9 in field goals. And he is trying a 39-yarder here. Jaworski gets it down, and the Eagles take the lead. 3-0 with 4:56 left in the first quarter. Well, after the interception by Edwards, the Eagles score 3. Paul McFadden is from Youngstown State, the same school attended by Ron Jaworski and the tight end John Good, who used to play with the Cardinals. Stump Mitchell is back awaiting the kick. It's high. The coverage should be very good, and Mitchell took it on the 4 to the 10, to the 20, to the 25, and out to the 27 or 8-yard line. Cardinals intercepted the last time they had it. Have the ball again. Well, we'll see now whether Patrick Ewing can play while wearing a money belt. CBS Sports will present his debut Saturday, October 26th. The Knicks and the 76ers. This is the most heralded player to come into pro basketball since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar turned pro in 1969. And he'll be the backbone of that New York franchise for a lot of years. His first regular season game against Moses Malone and the Philadelphia 76ers, October 26th here on CBS Sports. We have an injured player being tended to on that kickoff return. Perry Harrington is down. He was injured in the last game the Cardinals played, but came back this week. Aaron Brown downfield to make the tackle for Philadelphia. 4:46 left in the quarter, and the Eagles lead by the score of 3-0.
You know, last week, or I should say early in the week, the St. Louis Cardinals had the ball 26 times, Jack, on 1st and 10 situations against the Washington Redskins. They threw the ball 23 times and only ran it 3, which is very much against their personality. However, you know, when you play Washington, it's very difficult to run against them. They went in with the anticipation of throwing the ball. They didn't have very good field position a lot of the times, and they had some drop passes, which made a big difference, especially early in the ball game. And this one time they had J.T. Smith wide open, and they overthrew him. Would have been a touchdown.
The ball is at the 28, And Washington has tied the Lions 3-3 in the first quarter. First down for the Cardinals. Anderson running right. Looks good, doesn't it? Oh, very good defensive play was made. Driving through there was the linebacker Reichenbach. He went right through a blocker and made the hit on Anderson. A couple of other scores for you. It's 100 degrees in Tampa Bay down on the playing field. Wilder has scored, and Tampa Bay leads the undefeated Rams 7-0 in the first quarter. And Esiason throws to James Brooks for another touchdown pass. 14-0 over the Giants in the first quarter.
I tell you, they could be a hot team, Cincinnati, because they've got the personnel, they've got the firepower to do an outstanding job offensively. They just do something defensively.
Second down and 7. And incomplete. Reichenbach, who just made the tackle, batted it down, intended for Marsh. And it's third down. Mr. Lomax looks a little confused to me, Hank. How about you?
He does a little bit, and he had enough time to throw the ball that time. As I mentioned, it just looks like he's not holding it long enough to follow through to get the ball down a little lower. Well, when you throw the ball in the middle of that defense, Jack, you want to make sure that you throw it from the head down by the numbers, especially because those high balls are the ones that are thrown in the middle that are intercepted.
7 defensive backs, including Andre Waters, Renard Wilson. 3rd and 7. And they sack him. It was Greg Brown. He put a move on Louis Sharp and sacked Lomax back. Even though they had kept the running backs in there to help, Lomax was taken down.
We watched the right end, Brown, on Louis Sharp, if we can see him in the picture.
He'll spin inside here.
Yeah, now he comes inside. You know, in talking to Brown yesterday, he said that he had to really change his rush as much as he possibly could because he thought Louis Sharp was a great offensive tackle, and if he knew where you were coming from all the time, he was going to be tough. He had to change the rush, and it was very successful on that last play.
Birdsong is punting to Evan Cooper. He's a dangerous punt return man. That's a dandy kick. Cooper takes it on the 24. Out around the 32-yard line. Very good coverage by the Big Red, and a fine kick by Birdsong of 52 yards and a 7-yard return. Tackle by Farrell.
Here we got a shot of Sid Gilman and Tom Coughlin up in the press box. Sid came back this week, came out of retirement, had a great visit with him the other day at practice. He's like the old war horse. Heard the bell ring, and he's back in action.
73 years old. Just celebrated his 50th wedding anniversary. Eagles start from their 32. Ernest Jackson and Haddix. Pass play, Jaworski. Chased out of the pocket. There's some running room. He throws, and it's caught. First down. What happened was the defender went up to try to stop the run, and he threw a 13-yard pass to Spagnola. That's what the scrambling quarterback will do, and he doesn't do that very often.
Well, he doesn't do it very often, but I tell you, Spagnola did a super job of getting open on the play. Watch Quick in the slot. He's going down the field, splitting the seam. He's wide open, but that's after the ball is thrown. Really, Spagnola drifted around in the middle area once he saw his old pal scramble and got between the linebackers, made a beautiful move, and got open on the play. It was a great play on the part of John Spagnola.
And a first down at the Eagle 44. Jackson going wide. Haddix throws the block, misses it, and coming up very quickly for the knockdown was Leonard Smith. Haddix, number 26, missed the block, but a few yards for Ernest Jackson. We talk about Jackson, who left the San Diego Chargers not because he wasn't a good player, but they have a passing scheme out there, and he just doesn't catch the ball that well.
Well, they say he doesn't catch the ball that well, but in the last time we saw them play, caught a touchdown pass here. He's got better hands than you think he has, but you're right, Jack. That's why they traded him, because they didn't think, with their personality the way it is, why they didn't think he could catch the ball often enough.
Second down and 5. Quick is to the right. The other Jackson, the wide receivers to the left. Here comes Ernest Jackson. Bubba Baker chasing him, and the tackle by E.J. Jr. short of a first down.
What they're doing, Jack, they're calling the plays on the line of scrimmage and changing the plays a lot. Teddy Marchabroda is calling the plays from the sideline, but they take a look at the defense, and then they go away from that undershifted defense where all the folks are. They run away from that, and they're doing a good job of mixing it up and taking advantage of the short side of the field.
Pittsburgh goes ahead of the Dallas Cowboys And a field goal by Greg Anderson in the second quarter. 3-0. A 49-yard kick, by the way. 3rd and 2 for Philadelphia. And Jaworski is in the shotgun. 4-man front, 4-man rush. Can't get to him. Pass is caught. First down. Right on the money to Herman Hunter on the pass by Jaworski. That's a tough pass to throw.
Yeah, but the back gave him a good angle that time. Hunter in the flat. Good protection that time. Breaks away from the linebacker. Herman Hunter, number 36. E.J. Jr. is covering on the play, makes the tackle. But a good move by Herman Hunter.
There's Ted Marchibroda. What does he do with these Eagles?
Well, he's the offensive coordinator. There's a lot of speculation when they brought Sid in that it would be kind of a demeaning thing as far as Teddy is concerned. That's not the case. It frees him up to get a better look at the overall picture.
Herman Hunter is in the backfield now with Haddix on first down. Jaworski avoids the rush and throws. It's caught by Hunter. He avoids one tackle and he gets a substantial gain before Junior finished him off. Hunter is a rookie out of Tennessee State.
Watch a ground level view of this. Now watch Bubba Baker, number 60. He's rushing to the outside, and watch Jaworski. Now Baker goes inside, you see. And so Jaworski goes outside. A beautiful move and throws the ball right on the trolley line out here to Herman
Hunter.
And Hunter, and he makes the play and makes a nice gain in the play.
And that marks the end of the first quarter. When we resume, the ball will be at the St. Louis 38-yard line, and 2nd and 5 for the Eagles, who lead 3-0. Philadelphia cheerleaders trying to get this crowd whipped up. About 60,000 here. They're all sold out for their game next week, which will be against Dallas. The Cardinals travel to Pittsburgh for their next game. Temperature in the mid-60s at the moment. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles as we start the second quarter. The ball is at the St. Louis 38.
Now see if they run left. The defense is over shifted to the defensive left. The offense should run left if they run.
Long snap count, and here comes Jackson to the left side. Mitchell leading the play. And it's a first down run by Ernest Jackson. Noga got into the backfield but missed the tackle, and Wayne Smith forced him out of bounds. But a first down run.
It's a ground level shot again. It's an inside fake, and then they give it to Jackson. Watch Noga, number 57, has a chance to make the tackle but misses. And Jackson scampers to the outside with the ball away from pressure. Is able to use that inside arm to good advantage, and is finally knocked out of bounds by Wayne Smith, number 44.
10 carries, 42 yards for Ernest Jackson. He's been piling up some yards in recent Philadelphia games.
Now they ought to run right if they run. See if they do.
Haddix goes right, and there's the running back Jackson buried. And that time Bubba Baker crashed through there.
That time, see, the soft spot of the defense was to the right, offensive right, and instead of going right, they try to go left. And they got stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Eagles have trouble scoring on the ground, don't they, Henry?
Yeah, they do, but they're doing a much better job of coming off the ball, and they feel good about the fact that Ken Reeves, their young rookie tackle from Texas A&M, number 66, is starting at left tackle. They feel he's a good one.
Inside the 30-yard line. Been prolific primarily because of their field goal kicking. 2nd and 12. Jaworski throws, and it's caught. Spagnola heading for the end zone. 1st and goal at the 5. Spagnola caught 12 last week. 29-yard gain.
E.J. Jr. was in hot pursuit, didn't quite get there in time, and Spagnola made a great catch, but the perfect throw. Boy, you talk about a great throw by Jaworski. He threw it exactly where it had to be, right out in front.
And the beauty of it, Hank, he sets up and lets her fly.
Yeah, he was all set back there in good shape, good feet placement. Watch him set and throw. But he just had to step on Junior, and the ball had to be thrown right out in front at the numbers so he wouldn't break stride. Made a good move back into the inside of the field and gets a first down.
Benny Perrin and Wayne Smith tackled him at the 5. 1st and goal. Jackson in the I formation. Jackson. And about 2. side, Freddie Joe Nunn, after Bubba Baker slowed it down.
I think that's the thing. I think down in this area, Jack, you're better off to run at Freddie Joe Nunn than run away from him, because he's got such great speed and good reactions that he takes advantage of that speed when he's pursuing. But when you're pinning down and run right at him, he's not quite as strong.
Eagles lead 3-0, trying to add to their lead. Jackson and Haddix are in their backfield. Haddix is a 225-pound blocking back.
You might see something to the right here, the way those backs are lined up.
Pass play, Jaworski. Throw it away. He threw it away, and it's 3rd down and goal. And he was flattened. Trying to get it to Mike Quick.
Freddie Joe Nunn that time, number 53, was blitzing on the play from the right side there. You see a good shot of him. Here he comes. They get a piece of him, but don't slow him down enough. Haddix finally tries to get him, but he gets penetration in spite of that. Great effort, really, on the part of Freddie Joe Nunn. And Ken Reeves really missed the block.
Here's the timeout called by the Eagles. They want to talk it over. What do you think of that pass call? Was that all right?
The pass call?
Calling for a pass?
No, I was surprised at that.
Marion Campbell, the head coach of the Eagles, trying to figure out how to get into the end zone.
Yeah, back to your question, Jack. We were interrupted there. I think when you got 2nd and 3 to go, you got 2 downs to make 3 yards. I'm surprised that you wouldn't stick it in there as well as they're running the football. That's what you asked me, right?
Right. Now it is 3rd and goal from the 3. Blitz is on. And Jaworski throws. Incomplete. He tried to get it on the deck to Mike Quick. Wayne Smith covering. They made the right call against that defensive alignment, didn't they?
He really did, and he made an inside move on a slant pass that really got Wayne Smith in trouble. He was open, but the ball was thrown too short. Here's the blitz coming up the middle. You see E.J. Jr. See E.J. Jr. coming through there. Watch, he breaks. Spagnola is open right off the ball when he gets off the ball, but he tries to get the ball to Quick, and he was really open, but the ball was thrown too low.
Leonard Smith was covering. McFadden with the field goal try, 21 yards, and he makes it 6-0. The second field goal of the day. His first one was 39 yards, and he nails this one early in the second quarter, 6-0. Paul McFadden, who has kicked 2 field goals of 39 yards and 21 yards, kicks it off. And the deepest man for the Cardinals inside the 5-yard line is Stump Mitchell. Barefoot kicker thumps it away high and short, and Mitchell takes it on the 10. 15, 20, 25, 30. Good return out to the 31. There's Dick Jamieson. He's the new offensive coordinator for the Big Red.
And I talked to Dick before the game on the field, and we talked about last week about how often they threw the ball on 1st and 10, and he said, yeah, we got to get back to the run. We got to do what we do best, and we got to get the ball to Anderson, and so far they haven't done that, Jack. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
Lomax is 3 out of 7, 21 yards, 1 interception. On the 31-yard line. Roy Green in motion. And the pass play. And he threw it right at the Philadelphia linebacker, and it bounced off the hands of Rich Cranack. Right off the hands of Cranack, and the Cardinals are lucky to be only trailing 6-0. He tried to get it to Roy Green.
Yeah, but here again, he had all the time in the world to throw the ball, and he hit him right in the face max that time, and Cranack should have made the interception.
We have 12-12 left in the half. You know, the one thing that Lomax does not do anymore?
He doesn't run anymore.
Doesn't run. He went from one extreme to the other.
You're right, and he's got a great talent to run the ball and create problems for the defense, and everybody that plays against him to say, hey, we got to keep him in the pocket, and he keeps himself in the pocket by not running at all.
Anderson in motion, and a draw to Farrell, and a whistle stops play. Reggie Wilkes was there to make the hit on Farrell. And a penalty coming up against the Big Red.
Ball starts. Number 64, the offense.
The center, Randy Clark, was flagged that time. It's a 3rd penalty against St. Louis. Rams have gone ahead. Dieter Brock had thrown a touchdown pass to Bobby Duckworth, and now they get 2 more points, and they lead by the score of 9-7 at Tampa Bay. 2nd and 15. And Denver ahead over Indianapolis 6-0. Here comes Anderson. Looks like a good play. And Philadelphia caught up with it at the 35, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6 as Mike Reichenbach made the tackle. A few more scores for you. And a touchdown by Riggins, and Washington leads 10-3 over the Lions in the 2nd quarter. And Green Bay scores on a Dickey pass to Jesse Clark, 7-0 in the 2nd quarter.
Green Bay could be another hot team as we go along the rest of the season.
Touchdown pass from White to Dorsett. Dallas leads 7-3, 2nd quarter. 3rd down and long for the Cardinals. 3rd down and
7 defensive backs in the blitz.
And to the sideline, and a 1st down throw to J.T. Smith. A big 3rd down throw and reception by J.T. Smith, who caught a half a dozen against the Redskins Monday night. Tackled by Bernard Wilson, and he's hurt on the play.
They're so concerned. They got 7 defensive backs, and look at the blitz inside. Hopkins is blitzing on the play. Throws outside, and the deep back, Bernard Wilson, number 22, does not get over to cover the deep outside responsibility. Gets there late, and for that reason, J.T. Smith was wide open.
Bernard Wilson is the one shaken up. He made that tackle on J.T. Smith. Anderson tries the right side for a couple of yards. By the way, that Rams score, the ball came loose. Philadelphia picked it up, but the play was whistled in. That Rams score that we showed you a while ago is 14-7. I thought maybe it was a safety, but Dickerson scored on a run. The Rams lead 14-7 in that one in the 2nd quarter.
Boy, Ken Clark that time, number 71, really stood up Randy Clark, the offensive center, number 64 on the last play. It was meant to go right straight ahead, but he really made great penetration.
We visited with Clark before. He likes to play him head on, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
2nd and 7. Earl Farrell. And he is down near the 25 and very close to a 1st down. Nice cutback run with Reichenbach, the tackler. Ken Clark's number 71.
See, he's got a stun on. He's going to the right side that time, and in the process of going beyond the ball carrier had cut back and took advantage of it, and Clark that time was buried on the play and didn't really see where the ball carrier was.
They're measuring to see if the Cardinals have made a 1st down, and I'm guessing he missed by inches. That was 2nd down.
You know, when the Cardinals are playing well, Jack, they're running the ball well. And they're kind of getting in the groove right now. They're running the ball much better, and that's what they have to do. They have to be patient. The one thing this team I don't think has expressed really is the ability to be patient, to be satisfied to have 10, 12 play drives. They're so used to getting on top with big scores and quick scores that they get spoiled, and they don't want to be patient enough. That's what they have to do against Philadelphia. Be patient.
3rd down and about a foot. Wolfley is in the backfield with O.J. Anderson.
Carlos Scott, tight end on the left side, number 56.
Quarterback sneak, and even though Lomax stumbled, he made the 1st down. They used a power offense with Scott, one of the tight ends, and Farrell on a wing, and Wolfley in the backfield with Anderson, and sneaked the ball. And let's see what kind of forward progress they gave him. That's a 1st down for the Cardinals. Reggie White is the one who took Lomax down. Now the Redskins spurt ahead of the Lions 17-3 in the 2nd quarter. 21-yard touchdown run by John Riggins. I bet we know what happened there, Hank. 21 yards by Riggins. It was probably 3rd and short, and he blew right through, right?
And especially he ran left over Jacoby.
Now a 1st down at the 25 of the Eagles. Anderson on a misdirection play. He's in trouble. Ray Ellis, the safety man, came up and met him back at the 30 for a 5-yard loss.
Ray Ellis at ground level. Now watch him come up. But Louis Sharp, look at him pulling. So he's supposed to block him, but the back prevented him from making the block by not cutting inside of the block of Louis Sharp. Sharp really looks a lot trimmer than he did the last time I saw him. He's down to about 275. He looks good. And he pulled well on the last play.
8.5 left in the half. 6-0. The Eagles leading. There's Sharp, number 67. He's the left tackle. 2nd and 15. Lomax to the air. Has time and throws, and it is incomplete. He tried to get it deep to Anderson, who stumbled over the linebacker, Reichenbach.
Gary Cobb was blitzing on the play, and right about the time that Noah Lomax was ready to get rid of the ball, he saw Cobb coming and got a shot as he got rid of the football that time, and that's why he threw it badly. Watch the blitz. Cobb coming from the right of our screen. There he is, and Reedy gives him a shot right about the time he threw the ball.
Well, the Cardinals connected on a 3rd down pass play a while back. Now it's 3rd and 15 from the 30. Philly is to the right. Green to the left. Lomax goes short. And Stuck Mitchell is inside the 20, short of a first down. Herman Edwards tackled it. 4th down for the Cardinals, who will try a field goal. Everything was covered deep, I suppose, Hank. I wasn't looking down there. I know Tilley's coming back, talking to J.T. Smith.
It's very, very difficult to get anything deep. That's why I mentioned a little while ago. You really, this is really an exercise of patience playing against Philadelphia, because they're really one of the best defensive teams in the National Football League against the forward pass. They play a lot of zone. They make the trip, take the bus, and take the jet, and that's what you have to understand, and that's what you have to do.
Bruner holding O'Donoghue a field goal try. 37 yards. And he missed it. A 37-yard miss by O'Donoghue. And the Cardinals are still blank with 7:20 left in the half. 6-0 Philadelphia.
Up 11 points. I think 11 points on defense in all the games they've played so far this season. No, I'm 16 points. So they're a very good defensive team. They create a lot of problems for you. And as I mentioned, the key is patience. You got to be patient when you play against Philadelphia.
And we just had a field goal miss by O'Donoghue. There's O.J. Anderson along the sideline, and Hannafin talking to him. Meanwhile, the Eagles take over at the 20 after the field goal miss. Jaworski back to work with Haddix and Ernest Jackson. First down pass, and it was dropped. Dropped by Spagnola. That was first down and more. By the way, Spagnola is one who is very happy that Jaworski is playing again rather than Randall Cunningham starting. He made no bones about it either.
Well, I think really the veteran players who have been here, they feel that they'd like to win now. They realize that Cunningham is going to be a great quarterback down the line, but they're not going to be here at that time. They want to win right now, and they think Jaworski is the guy that's going to help them win right now.
Number 12 is Randall Cunningham.
And he's bothered by a bad ankle. I talked to him yesterday. Said it's very, very sore and tender, but he feels it's making good progress, and if he has to play, he can play. 2nd
down and 10. You see a draw play here? No. A quick pass outside. And it is Jackson struggling for a first down. Kenny Jackson out of Penn State. Wrestled down by Cedric Mack. That was a tough pattern to stop, wasn't it?
Well, it was, and it was a great effort on the part of Kenny Jackson, because it looked like a face mask also by Cedric Mack on the tackle. But it's a great effort on the part of Kenny Jackson.
5-yard face mask on the defense, number 47. And as a result of the 5-yard penalty, it will be a first down because of the yardage that they've gained from the 5 yards.
Well, that was a speech by the referee, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're going to have to get him a job up here in the booth. Here it is. Here it is. You see, now watch Cedric Mack come in, make the tackle. As he spins away, he grabs the face mask.
Sometimes that's the only thing he can do.
That's right. The only thing, you got to grab onto something to make the play.
First down and a big blast by Jackson for about 8 or 9 yards. Denny Perrin tackled Ernest Jackson. Cincinnati is blasting the Giants now. A 5-yard run by Brooks, 21-0. Bengals, second quarter. 7:18 left in the half. And the Rams ahead of Tampa Bay 14-10 in the second quarter at Tampa Bay. Houston ahead of Cleveland in the second quarter in the AFC Central. Second down and 1 as Jackson got 9. He's the tailback here. 6:20 left in the half. Jackson, first down. Very good tackle by the linebacker, E.J. Jr. What a first down run.
I tell you, Mark Dennard, Ron Baker, and Steve Kenny are doing a good job of pushing people off the line of scrimmage. And Jackson runs with good security as far as that ball is concerned. He goes into the middle of the line, and he's got both hands over the football to make sure he does not fumble.
He goes off the field waving that left arm. And by the way, Bernard Wilson of the Eagles hurt his shoulder a while back. They expect him back. Meanwhile, Herman Hunter replaces Jackson.
If they run again the way the defense said they should run right.
Fake and a pass. Sideline. And it is good. Inside the Cardinal 40 to Mike Quick. And in front of Cedric Mack. 14-yard gain, and they're picking on Mack.
Well, they watch Quick come off the line of scrimmage. Cedric Mack is in the back pedal. It's a play-action fake, which holds the linebackers. In the moment that Cedric Mack turns his knees to the inside of the field, Quick turns outside. No way in the world he can make the coverage on the play, and the pass is complete. But again, they're doing a great job of taking advantage of the undershifted part of the defense. And because there's a man short, they're doing a good job of faking play-action and running at that spot.
They're getting a lot of one-on-one coverage, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
First down at the Cardinal 39. They're mixing it up very well. And this is a run to Herman Hunter. He ran right by E.J. Jr. and right by Noga, who tripped him up. And a gain to the St. Louis 34.
People wonder when we talk about the undershifted defense without being complicated and trying to create a very simple picture. All it means is that Mark Duda, who normally plays over the right guard, moves over to his right, to the center, and Galloway moves to his right. And that's all that really happens, and a linebacker comes behind him. And that's why they're picking on that area, because there's one-on-one coverage for the linebacker on the inside.
2nd and 5. Ernest Jackson back in there, and a good tackle by Noga, who blew through the middle of the line. I think you're right about Dennard, Reeves, and Baker. They're blowing off the ball, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. They're doing a super job. Super job. And again, as I mentioned, they're really taking advantage of what they're being given. And I think they're doing a lot of changing plays on the line of scrimmage to take advantage of the defensive structure of the St. Louis Cardinals.
It is 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 8. Jaworski in the shotgun. 6 defensive backs for the Cardinals. Nelson, Lonnie Young are in there. Jaworski hits him right over the middle. First down inside the 20-yard line to Herman Hunter. Herman Hunter delayed, came out of the backfield for a 20-yard gain. E.J. Jr. tackled him.
They're in his own defense, and all he did was Herman Hunter delayed coming out of the backfield, comes into the middle. Look at the stunts. Gives Jaworski plenty of time to throw the ball. The middle is the area that's wide open. He takes advantage of it, holds on to the football, and is finally tackled by E.J. Jr., number 54.
And the big 3rd down play. Their passing game appears to be rather crisp. It's very quick, isn't it?
It really is, and I think it's helping them an awful lot because they're running the ball well. Now, the big thing is, Jack, they got to get the ball in the end zone, which they haven't been able to do.
From the 16. Jackson ran through tacklers. He got down near the 10. Noga was in the right spot. Baker was in the right spot, but they missed him, and Perrin made the hit.
If I were Jaworski right now in the huddle, Jack, you know what I'd say? I'd say, listen, you linemen, we're going to stuff this ball in the end zone. We're not going to throw the ball. It's up to you. We're going to blow it in there. And it's up to you guys to make something happen and make them get the ball in with a run.
Linemen like that, don't they? They don't like the pass block all the time.
No, that's right. They love the challenge. They love that one-on-one challenge.
2nd down and 4 from the 10. Eagles leading 6-0. 2:40 left in the half. Pass play. Oh, the middle drop by Spagnola. That's a couple he's dropped as Leonard Smith whacked him.
See there again, Jack.
They did it again, Hank.
You got
second and 4.
Second and 4. You got 2 yards. 2 downs to get 4 yards. Now they reduce it to 1 down with 4. I don't understand it, especially as well as they run the football.
That's the second time the Eagles have done that upon getting into Cardinal territory. 2:31 left in the half.
Last time they had 2nd and 3, and this time they have 2nd and 4.
There's Ted Marchibroda. He calls these plays. Ernest Jackson and Michael Haddix are still in the backfield. And it's 3rd and 4. Four-man rush, and the pass is caught by Spagnola. Spagnola slanted in, and Jaworski put it in his belly.
Boy, he really rifled that beautifully, didn't he? Right on the button, right where it had to be. And he had plenty of time to throw the football and got it in there like it had eyes. Spagnola makes the catch. Here's the end zone replay. Look at Galloway going up. Plenty of time to throw the ball. And all he does is split the seam. He split the seam, which means he hits the area between the cornerback and the safety. And he got the ball right in there like it had eyes.
3rd touchdown pass caught by Spagnola this year. Extra point is good. It's 13-0. And these Eagles are going to be tough to handle. Watch Jaworski after it's completed. All right.
Yeah.
And now the Eagles will kick it off with 2:24 left in the half, and the Cardinals have been blanked, and they trail 13-0. There's Fred Bruni to the right talking to Marion Campbell. He's the defensive coordinator for Philadelphia. Saw Kenny Hyman of St. Louis, and who's on the staff of the Philadelphia Eagles. And their conditioning coach, Jorgensen, wanted us to say hello to his father, Axel, who's in the hospital back in St. Louis. But these Cardinals are really flat, Hank, and I know they've tried. They've been throwing the ball, they've been running the ball, they've just been misfiring.
I tell you, they look flat because I think the Philadelphia Eagles are very emotionally involved in this game. You can tell the way they practice. They're very excited about having Jaworski back. They think they've got a chance to win. They're playing well enough defensively. They just feel if they can do something offensively, they can get right back into the race, and that's the way they're playing. And they're having a lot of fun. It's amazing a team that was 1-4 would have the kind of morale they've had, but that's been excellent.
McFadden kicks off to Mitchell. He takes it on the 2. He's in trouble. A couple of tacklers ran by him, and he came out to the 21-yard line. Tackled by Andre Waters. Coming up at the half, Brent Musburger with scores and highlights, and also a feature, finesse versus force, as Bill Walsh, the 49er coach, as opposed to Mike Ditka, and the way he operates. And John Brody is going to be in the studio with Brent and Irv and the others. Those are the two coaches from last year's championship game. We'll take a look at Walsh and Ditka here at halftime on CBS. The Eagles, by the way, just went 80 yards in 11 plays, 4 minutes and 56 seconds, and scored.
I think it's 7 defensive backs in the game.
Tilly is to the right, Green is to the left.
The Cardinals have to be careful they don't make a mistake and get in more trouble before the half.
Had one turnover today. Screens it out here, and it is caught, but only for a few yards.
Did you see Brown? Boy, you talk about great pursuit.
Farrell was the receiver.
And great quickness. Greg Brown, number 98, smelled the screen and took right off at a good pursuit angle and made the tackle in the open field on Farrell. A beautiful play by Greg Brown.
2 minutes left, 2nd and 7. There's Ron Jaworski with Ted Marchibroda.
All smiles. Well, they have a little Polish convention there with Marchibroda and Jaworski right there on the sideline.
He's had a couple of passes that have been dropped. He could have an even better first half.
He's sharp, and he's very excited, and he's taken over the leadership responsibility like he should, and very enthusiastic, as I mentioned, about his being the quarterback again.
Tilly is to the right. J.T. Smith and Roy Green to the left on 2nd and 7. Mitchell's in the lineup. Lomax throws outside, and it's dropped by O.J. Anderson. That would have been a first down. Looked like he tried to get it and turn and go, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit too anxious to make the catch and run. You're right.
Tilly had gone deep and taken the defense with him, and then Anderson dropped the ball. It's 3rd down and 7.
They're going to have to throw the ball underneath in this particular drill because they're very deep conscious, and they say, go ahead and throw the ball in front. We'll let you catch it and make the tackle. and hope that you run out of time.
Cardinals were favored by about 4 coming into this game. Shotgun. Green is to the left and goes to the slot right. Here's Lomax running. First down. That's what we mean, folks. Slides down, doesn't get hurt. He's across the 47-yard line, a 23-yard run. What a difference that makes. Timeout called by St. Louis.
And especially when you have that kind of talent and that running ability. You know, you got to take advantage of it instinctively. Here it is. Now watch something open up on the left side, and he quickly takes advantage of it, makes a move right back up the middle, and runs all the way down the field. And Anderson really made a great block that time, right down the middle.
The longest run of the year for Lomax, out to the 47, a first down, and timeout called by the Cardinals. And each team has 2 timeouts remaining, 1:41 left in the half. What a difference that makes. The Cardinals won here in Philadelphia last year, and the only reason they won the game is because Lomax ran with the ball. It upset the entire balance of the contest.
And as I mentioned earlier, Jack, you know, when you talk about playing against a scrambler, the first thing the defensive people say is we must keep him in the pocket. And invariably what we've seen of Lomax in recent games, and almost even last year, he very rarely escapes from the pocket, even when he has a chance.
For example, you asked the Cardinals today, who would you rather play against, Jaworski or Cunningham?
And they all say Cunningham because they don't know where he's going to be.
Cunningham's the one they don't want in there, right?
That's right. They'd rather play against Jaworski because he's predictable, and the other guy is not because of his running ability.
Although Jaworski is showing quite a bit of nimbleness today.
Yes, he is.
Ball is at the Cardinal 47. J.T. Smith to the right.
I just don't think you can win with a quarterback who doesn't move anymore, Jack. I've said that for many years, and I think it's more evident now than ever.
Here's a delay to Anderson, and a saving tackle was made by the defensive end, Tom Struthers, number 93, as he tripped Anderson up. He'd have gone a long ways.
I think he really got tripped over Joe Bostic's feet. He was trying to make a block, and I think he's the one who tripped him.
On the hurry-up offense, 2nd and 4. Lomax is sacked. That's the second time they've nailed it.
Again, Brown coming from the outside, and he was pretty prophetic yesterday because he said, I'm going to get some sacks on a quarterback. I just got to go inside and outside on Louis Sharp, and I'll get there, and he's already got 2.
You see a lot of sacks, Hank, in that hurry-up offense, don't you?
Yes, you do. Watch Brown now come into the left of the screen. He goes to the outside and goes around behind and gets him from the backside. Louis Sharp was trying to block him, and I think Louis thought once he got him beyond the quarterback, he was safe, but he came around the backside and got him from behind. Great effort on the part of Greg Brown, number 98.
3rd and 11, 1:16 left in the half. You see Struthers there. He made that previous play, and then Brown made the last one, and the Cardinals are at their 46. They have employed a timeout. They have 1 left.
Talking to Jim Hannafin yesterday, you could tell he was very concerned about this game because he knew it was going to be a dogfight. There's Dick Jamieson on the sideline. They're both together, but he's got to be very concerned about the way his team has played last week and the way they're playing today.
Hank, of the 4 units, St. Louis offense and defense, Philadelphia offense and defense, the only thing you were sure of was that Philadelphia was going to play good defense.
Right.
3rd down and 11. Green to the left with Smith. Tilly to the right. Lomax over the middle and nothing doing. He was hit as he threw.
Brown gave him a shot again, Jack. Greg Brown gave him again.
Well, last Monday, it was Tootie Robbins on the right tackle spot who kept getting whipped, and evidently it's Louis Sharp today. And the Cardinals will have to punt.
I think when you talk about the offensive line of St. Louis, invariably when you ask people in the business, they invariably say Louis Sharp. They got a very fine offensive line, but Louis Sharp is the best offensive lineman they have. And he's been whipped here a couple of times already this afternoon.
Birdsong is punting to Evan Cooper. And the Eagles will have about a minute to do something with the ball. This punt return will be very important. Birdsong drives it deep and he lets it go, and it goes inside the 5 and it's down at the 1. Well, that pretty well takes care of the final 1 minute and 1, right? A 53-yard punt dead on the 2-yard line. for Philadelphia. So they'll probably just be content with their 13-0 lead, Hank. At least they should be.
One thing for sure, they're not going to take any chances, I wouldn't think. And if they do throw the ball, they'll try to throw the ball deep outside and up the field to make sure that if it is intercepted, it'll be like a punt. But in all probability, they'll just try to slam it out of there and be happy to get out of here at halftime with this kind of a lead, 13-0.
Yeah, the Cardinals can stop it only once. They have one timeout, and to me, the Eagles are crazy if they just don't run the clock out.
They got to slam it in there. That's all they have to do.
The Eagles lead a 39-yard field goal by McFadden, a 21-yard field goal by McFadden, and a 10-yard pass play to Spagnola, the tight end. Meanwhile, the Cardinals have been shut out, and that doesn't happen to them very often in the first half of the game.
The only thing they got to be careful of, they slam it in, they got to make sure they hold that ball good and tight. They don't get a fumble down.
Jackson, a good possession carrier, and he gets a couple of yards. Clock runs. Cardinals call, or do they call the timeout? No, they let it run down. They know it's futile to call the timeout unless they get a ball on a fumble. Now they do call timeout with 48 seconds left in the half.
They should have called fine off their timeout right away, Jack.
Either let it run or call it right now.
They should have been very decisive, made the call, because you never know what's going to happen. They got to handle the ball a couple of times. They could get a fumble.
What an attractive collegiate doubleheader on CBS Sports next Saturday. First in a nationally televised game, Purdue, a winner yesterday over Illinois, will battle their Big Ten power Ohio State, and Keith Byers is likely to be back in action. And then many will see third-ranked Michigan take on the Heisman candidate Chuck Long and the number 1 ranked Iowa. Boy, I'd love to see that game, wouldn't you?
I'd be a super game. And Long, what a great prospect he is. He's big and he's strong and he moves well.
Or you'll see Bo Jackson and Auburn, maybe flatten Florida State, taking on Georgia Tech. So check your local listings and don't miss that collegiate football next Saturday on CBS. Jaworski comes back to the huddle. 48 seconds left in the half. The Cards have expended their last timeout.
Jaworski was all smiles about being the quarterback again, and I said, did you talk to Coach Campbell? He said, yes, I did. I went in to talk to him and asked him what my status was going to be. He said, as long as you're doing a good job, you'll be the quarterback. And Ron said, that's good. That's all I want. I just want a chance to get back in there because I'll do well.
Cardinals hoping for a fumble. 2nd down to 9, Eagles. From their 4. And Jackson again is trusted with the ball. He clutched it with both hands and went into the line, and 3rd down comes up. But the clock runs, and let me see when they start the 30-second clock. Okay, that's the final play of the first half. The Eagles don't have to snap it anymore, and 13-0 will be our score. Mark Duda made that last tackle. When I mention his name, Hank, it strikes me that those people up front, Baker, Duda, Galloway, and Greer, have not been mentioned very often today.
They haven't, because they haven't done very much. Really, the offensive line of the Eagles have really dominated this game, and so has the defensive line of the Eagles, and that's where it all takes place.
Well, the underdog Eagles here today have the lead. That's the end of the first half with the score. Philadelphia Eagles 13 and the Cardinals nothing. There's the score here at the intermission, 13-0 in favor of the Eagles, and the people here in Philadelphia pretty happy about their 1-4 team, and they should be. Meanwhile, Hank, I can hear the people back in St. Louis. I bet they're moaning and groaning.
Yeah, they got to be squeaking about the way this team played last week, and of course the way they're playing again this week. They played very poorly in the first half, both offensively and defensively, and that doesn't mean they're going to remain the same the second half, but they have been very, very unimpressive and played very poorly so far.
They have 4 first downs in the first half, that's all.
They've done a terrible job on 1st and 10, Jack. They've only averaged 1.3 on 1st and 10. That means you're coming up with 2nd and 9 and 2nd and 8 and 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. You can't win, and you can't be impressive without doing a good job on 1st and 10.
McFadden kicked a field goal, and then the Eagles were going in, and they settled for another field goal. Well, here's the touchdown they did get.
And he really whipped this one right through there on 3rd down to John Spagnola, right between the 2 defensive backs. He split the area, got the ball right where it had to be, right on the numbers. Touchdown, Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I was told last night that Jim Hannafin really let his club have it about the lack of effort, but he has more of the same here this afternoon. along the sideline. He'll be coming in because McFadden is kicking off to stump Mitchell. 13-0 in favor of the Eagles. And we start the second half. It's high and short, and it's going to be taken by Wolfley and then Mitchell. Mitchell was hoping of getting outside and turning the corner, but that was prevented by Gary Fihiri, number 67. At the half, look at these stats. Philadelphia's played a perfect game. No sacks, no turnovers.
Look at the time
have turned the ball over once.
In the time of possession, 1856 to 1104, and big difference in pass yardage, and not much difference in rushing yardage.
So the Cardinals are at their 19-yard line. They send Green and Tilley to the right side. And a toss to the tailback, Anderson. And the defensive end, Reggie White, just stood there and waited for him to come. And Anderson picked up about 2.5 yards on the play. There's Reggie White. He didn't start the season with the Eagles.
Yeah, they're very excited about this player, Reggie White. He played his collegiate football at the University of Tennessee. He's big and he's strong, and he's a minister of defense.
And also, he was the USFL Man of the Year for his community service a year ago. 3 yards for O.J., and it's second down and 7. Tight end Marsh on the left side. And a delay to Anderson. It's slowed down by Cobb, and then the tackle is made. Well, that didn't fool anybody. And it's 3rd and long.
I talked about Reggie White. I talked to him yesterday and asked him what he felt he did better of the two, play against the run, play against the pass. He said, well, very frankly, without being immodest, why, I think I played both equally well. Then I asked Tootie Robbins about the same question about White, and he said he does a terrific job against the run and also against the pass, so I guess White knows what he's talking about.
3rd down and 7. 7 defensive backs for the Eagles. Lomax has to throw a strike. He delays the ball to Mitchell on the inside handoff. They were looking for it, but he got a first down. Mitchell became airborne and got the final yard he needed when hit by Andre Waters and Reggie White. Spectacular play. Let's see if Mitchell. No, Mitchell's all right. Somebody else is stretched out. White, about whom we've been talking.
End zone replay, and watch Stump Mitchell now. It's a great effort on his part. He's very decisive.
He knew where he had to go.
He knew exactly what he had to do to get the first down. There's Tilley downfield entertaining the defensive back, but he finally gets hit after he makes the necessary yardage for the first down by Reggie White.
Reggie White thinks it's Thursday. Outside of that, he's all right.
As long as he's able to think, he's all right. Here's the play again. Stump Mitchell coming in, making a decision. Here's Reggie White coming from the backside. Andre Waters, number 21, first made the contact, and then there was a collision downfield, and Tom Struthers, 93, replacement.
First down at the 30 for the Cardinals. The pass play. On to the sideline. A big Philadelphia hit. Can't get up.
Problem with the play, Jack.
The
problem with the play was that the ball, he made a great pattern like he was going to run up the field, got him going backwards, and then turned to come back on a comeback pattern. The ball was thrown too high, and that's why he had a problem of maintaining possession. Look, he got him turned. He sold him on the idea he was going deep. Now he starts to come back for the ball, but the ball is thrown too high. Watch, he's got to leap for the ball, and in the process, he gets hit bringing the ball down. It comes out, and it comes under, and it falls incomplete.
Boy, that was spectacular, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Albert Fowles made the tackle. But that's what happens when you throw the ball high.
Get somebody killed.
Oh, he's murdered.
They show it on the vision board here, and the bloodthirsty fans loved it. All right, they said. And it's 2nd and 10.
And so did the defensive coach, Fred Rooney, of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Reggie White is back in there at defensive end for the Eagles.
Now they got 2 tight ends in the game.
Marsh and Floor. 2nd down, and the running play to Anderson. He comes across the 35. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4.
Ken Clark that time, 71, got a shot at him, but Anderson ran right through him, and Anthony Griggs finally made the tackle, number 58. You know, and I talking about Anthony Griggs, I asked him yesterday why he wore number 58. He said, well, first of all, my initials are AG, and that's a symbol for silver. And the molecular weight of silver is 58, and so that's why I wear number 58. How about that for an answer? And he likes Jack Lambert, also who wore 58. How do you like that?
Oh, it's overwhelming. 3rd and 5. That was Wes Hopkins after number 48. You didn't miss him, did he? Lomax is slow getting up as he's sacked for the 3rd time.
Well, I tell you, I mentioned this before, but Hopkins, if he isn't an all-pro player, they ought to have an investigation because he is terrific. I mentioned it last year that he should have been in the Pro Bowl, and he certainly should be this year. Right, here he comes now on the right of your screen.
Yes, O.J. blocking for him. O.J. got a block.
Yeah, look at him. He pops through the hole and puts him in the vise.
You know what probably should have happened, although he didn't have a lot of running room, he probably should have taken off upfield.
Yeah, there again, you got to be decisive. That's what happens, though, when you don't run anymore. You know, you're slow making those decisions.
Birdsong shanks one. And is taken by Evan Cooper, and he is across the 40-yard line, and the Eagles are in good shape. So after Lomax was sacked, lost 10 yards, sacked for the 3rd time, a 41-yard punt and a 5-yard return. And the Eagles start from their 42. Tampa Bay goes ahead at the half over the undefeated Rams 20-14. We told you it's very, very warm in the playing field down at Tampa. The Rams 5-0, and then later San Francisco has to take on the undefeated Bears. You'll see that game on CBS when this one is over.
And the Rams are not a team that comes back very well after they get behind. They're not that kind of a team.
Jackson and Haddix in a pass play by Jaworski. Long, and it's good. Fumble out of bounds. He caught it and fumbled. The ball will be at the 15-yard line. Herman Hunter caught it, fumbled. First down at the 15, a 43-yard gain.
Boy, you talking about putting it right on the shelf. Jaworski put it right on the money. End zone replay. Watch it. Goes back into the pocket, and he's got the receiver, Herman Hunter.
The linebacker, Nunn.
That's what you want. They want him on Freddie Joe Nunn.
And then a good bounce for the Eagles.
And they get, even though he fumbles the ball, he fumbles it out of bounds. They have possession. 1st and 10 and a 15. I'm surprised that he beat Nunn because Nunn's got great speed, supposedly.
High formation with Ernest Jackson, the tailback. Here he comes. And a big hit was made. Oh, what a good play by Curtis Greer, who went driving through there.
Curtis Greer got great penetration that time along with Galloway.
And Nunn.
Yep, and they stuffed the play.
I guess because they knew they were going to run the ball, right?
Well, they're running that soft spot, you know, in the defense. They're running away from the undershift, and they're getting onto it, and that time they played it extremely well.
2-yard loss. There's Curtis Greer. 2nd and 12 with Haddix and Jackson. Split pass. Jackson to the left, Wood to the right, the wide receivers. Jaworski looking for Jackson. Incomplete. Kenny Jackson slanting in, and very good coverage by Wayne Smith, who's picked on a lot.
It was very good coverage, although Spagnola, the tight end, went out in the flat area, and nobody was around him at all. It looked like he ran right out of the tunnel. Nobody saw him. He was wide open, but Jaworski made up his mind. He's going to try to hit the quick pass to Quick, and it goes incomplete.
It is 3rd down and 12. 10:28 left in the 3rd quarter. Eagles leading 13-0. 6 defensive backs for the Cardinals. Lee Nelson is in there. Griffin is in there.
Watch for Quick on the flag here. He might try to get him into the flag area. He's in a slot on the right
Blitz
side.
is on. Junior's coming. They pick
There
him
he
up.
is. There's Quick.
You called it. They picked up the blitz, and they get 6 more.
He ran a crossing pattern. He was one-on-one, and they came blitzing on the play, which is what you want. They picked it up in great shape, and Jaworski laid it right on the shelf again. Mike Quick makes the touchdown catch. 2 flags down on the play. Not 1, but 2.
They're lined up to kick the extra point. The flags have been dropped.
Unsportsmanlike. Number 7, Philadelphia. 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
I don't know what Jaworski did. Did you watch him?
No, I didn't watch it.
Maybe a little taunting or something. That's a penalty.
Maybe
As McFadden had kicked only 5 extra points before today. Trying to get his second one this afternoon. Nice snap to get it down with Jaworski holding. It's good. And the Eagles, underdogs in this game, have a 20-0 lead with 10:22 remaining in the third quarter. Hank looking down at the Cardinal bench as McFadden kicks off. It looks like Bruner might come in instead of Lomax. Jameson's talking with him, along with Tilley. And Roy Green is going to come back, by the way. Now here's the kick by McFadden. The Eagles lead 20-0. And Stump Mitchell took it on the 2. A flag is down, and so is Mitchell. And there's another flag. McFadden happy about his kick because he pinned Mitchell into the corner. And who is the quarterback going to be? Scott Bruner. You'll recall that Lomax was sacked the last time the Cardinals had it and before they punted. And there's Bruner.
Illegal block on the kickoff, team number 43.
A call against Lonnie Young. There's Mike Quick.
Here he is in the slot running away from Smith, number 45, on a crossing pattern all the way across the field. The
Lonnie Young tried to pick him up.
Lonnie Young, 43, tried to help with the play, but got there too late. The ball was thrown right on the money. Beautiful throw by Jaworski.
Lomax 6 out of 15, 65 yards. Penalty assessed, and Bruner the quarterback. And he hits Roy Green across the 15-yard line for about 7 or 8 yards. Tackle by Herman Edwards. Bruner 1 for 1. Prior to today, 2 for 5, 1 interception. He's not the running threat that Lomax is.
But he hangs in the pocket very well, and he really played a lot of good football for the New York Giants. And he's tall and rangy, and he's got a good gun.
We are told, as Green makes his first catch of the day, that there's nothing wrong with Lomax, so he's just been benched. O.J. He wrestled down, did not get the first down. Ken Clark, the nose tackle, got him. There's Lomax, number 15.
You know, one thing about Lomax, in talking to him and watching him play, he's such a bright young quarterback. I have never seen him upset. However, Jack, you know, I've never seen him get really mad about something that happened or something that he did. I would like to see more of that with him, to show some animation, some enthusiasm, some excitement, something other than being the same all the time, whether it's good or whether it's bad, you know?
I agree. 3rd down and 3. They run it, and Anderson has to cut back, and he didn't make it. The Eagles are all over it. Anthony Griggs finished the play off. He was forced back inside. Now the Cardinals will have to punt.
Well, I tell you, it's being one up front, Jack. The offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles and the defensive line, boy, they're playing gangbuster football, and that's what's going on right now. They're making it happen up front.
One of the few times this year that this crowd has given vocal support to the Eagles. Evan Cooper will run this punt back, and the Eagles, already leading 20-0, should be near midfield. Plus Birdsong knocks one out of sight. Good kick. Well covered. And down he goes. Lonnie Young and others got him near the 40-yard line. Eagles have the ball, a 20-point lead. That was a 43-yard kick by Birdsong. Lonnie Young, the tackler. Jaworski under center at the 41-yard line. There's Jackson, the tailback, and they'll probably play it nice and cool and on the ground. And Jackson gets a couple. Ran into Nico Noga. Got a start today, number 57. Second down and 8.
And that, well, that's amazing, isn't it? With the firepower that St. Louis has to wind up with 1.4 on 1st and 10, that's really very difficult. And of course, the Eagles are doing a great job. They're averaging 7 yards on 1st and 10. Makes a big difference.
7:20 left in the third quarter. 2nd and 8. Reception for a first down near midfield and beyond by Spagnola, the tight end.
Spagnola was limping around the field Friday when we saw him. He wasn't in pads, and I asked him if he was going to be ready on Sunday, and he just smiled. He said, "Don't worry, I'll be ready. The old man is back," meaning Jaworski. I'll be ready, and he certainly is. He's playing a terrific game here this afternoon. Last week, he caught 12 passes. Prior to the last week, he only had caught 12 passes in the first 4 games. So far, he's caught 4 passes for 60 yards.
And a touchdown today. First down at the Cardinal 49. Leonard Smith took him down. Well, the Eagles leading 20-0 are not fearful of throwing the ball, but they get big yards and a first down run by Jackson down to the 42. Tackle by Leonard Smith again. Let's check some scores. Washington's in good shape third quarter, 24-3 over the Lions. And Cincinnati leading by 11 in the third quarter over the Giants after leading 21-0. New England in that game in the third quarter ahead of Buffalo by the score of 7-3. Irving Fryer a touchdown, and Cleveland, Bernie Kosar threw a touchdown pass, and Cleveland leads Houston 7-6. Third quarter. First touchdown pass in the Pros for Kosar.
Look at that right side over there, Jack.
2nd and 3. Quickie to Quick. A first down. How do you stop that, Wayne Smith? Well, you don't.
It's difficult, but Jackson had a lot more room on the other side than Quick did. Cedric Mack was way off, and he would have made a lot more yardage throwing it to the right than he did to the left.
You know, Mike, Hank, these Eagles are doing just about everything they want to do.
First time they've had this kind of an offensive day since the beginning of the season, or all season long.
And you mentioned the reason why.
Yeah, the offensive line, and I think they feel good about the fact that Ken Reeves is back there at left tackle. He went through all of training camp. They think that the young Kevin Allen's going to be a great tackle, but he missed all of training camp and missed a lot of very important work.
And a first down pass. A dangerous throw, but it was caught. For a first down at the 28 by Quick. They chewed up Cedric Mack, and a flag is down.
But there again, Jack, Cedric Mack, as I mentioned previously, is very deep. And you ought to be able to do business in front of him just like he did in the last play.
Penalty against the Eagles coming up. Cardinals haven't been able to sack Jaworski all day. They're marrying Campbell.
Offensive pass interference, number 88.
They call it against Spagnola in the pattern. And a 10-yard penalty back to the Cardinal 47. We caught Spagnola in the act.
Watch Spagnola. He's in the slot. Here he comes off the ball.
Leonard Smith.
And gives him a big push. And comes back like he's going to catch the ball, and that was what the call was for.
1st and 20 as a result. That was to Haddix, the running back, for about 8 yards. E.J. Jr. tackled him, number 54.
Haddix ran a very good underneath pattern, meaning that he went out of the backfield and came underneath the linebackers as they got depth. The ball was thrown again. I think it's so important for the quarterback to throw the ball right at the numbers of a back who was running at full speed. That's where he threw it, and he was able to cut up the field and pick up a nice gain on the play.
And it was 1st and 20. He didn't try to get 20 yards.
No, that's right. He just wanted to get a good shot.
Split backs, Haddix and Jackson. The to Jackson, the wide receiver to the right along with Quick. On 2nd and 11. Drops it short to Haddix again. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3. Noga tackled him.
The thing they're doing so well right now, they're mixing the receivers up, spraying the ball all over the field, and it's really tough to try to anticipate what the coverage should be because they're hitting so many different people.
And they're not getting to the quarterback.
That's right. He's got all the time in the world to throw the ball. Here's a ground level replay. Here's a blitz from the cornerback, Smith. And watch Haddix. Got enough time to run an outside pattern, then back inside. And is finally tackled there by Nico Noga.
3rd down and 3. 6 defensive backs for the Cardinals. Flags go down, and the pass is caught by Spagnola. That will be a 1st down, but
right in was offside. 75 was offside on the play, I think. And
for the Cardinals?
Cardinals, I think.
Oh, then that play will stand at the 22.
I thought Curtis Greer 75 was offside, got off just a little quick that time.
We shall see. Perhaps he did, and there was something else on the play. Bob Frederick, the referee, sorts it out. 3.5 left in the 3rd quarter.
There might have been movement on the part of the offensive lineman, too, that created that quick start. I don't know. Let's see what they call.
Meanwhile, the ball rests at the Cardinal 22.
Illegal motion on the offense. Number was not reported.
There we see Marion Campbell on the sideline. He's got to feel good about the fact that his offense is coming to life. They've only given up 16 points per game. But the only part, the bad part of it prior to this game is that they only scored 11. But they played well enough defensively to win a lot more games than they actually did.
2 penalties have slowed the Eagles down, and it's 3rd and 8. Kenny Jackson comes left along with Mike Quick. Spagnola, the tight end, is on the right side.
Well, they're taking a lot of time off that clock, though, Jack. That's what's important for the Eagles.
Jaworski throws outside and incomplete. Got tangled up with the feet with Cedric Mack. And maybe a year ago they'd have thrown the flag, but not this time. He tried to get it to the 3rd wide receiver, Ron Johnson, with Cedric Mack covering.
Good touch on the ball, too. He tried to get over the top of the coverage, but it's just a little bit too long on the play.
McFadden's going to try a long one. He missed one at 53 yards earlier this year. He kicked one of 50 yards, and this one is going to be 53 yards. He has the capability. He thinks he's got it. He's right. 23 to nothing. 23 to nothing, and the Eagle crowd loves it. They credit Paul McFadden with a 52-yard field goal. 39 yards, 21 yards, now 52. That ties his career best and makes it 23 to nothing. With 2:52 left in the 3rd quarter. McFadden kicking off to stump Mitchell. From the 3. 10-15. Oh, what a big hit and a big bounce. Trying to get outside, and Major Everett runs him out of bounds. Out near the 24-yard line. Well, there was some smacking going on there. And were there any flags?
Illegal block. Number 31 of the kick return team.
Call against Earl Farrell. Penalty marked off against St. Louis. Jerry Fahiri was in on one of the hits. And we'll check the field goal a moment ago. 52 yards.
Interesting thing. Watch McFadden after he makes his kick. You know, he said an unusual thing. They didn't call a timeout here, of course, but he said after the Giant game that when the Giants called timeout before he tried a field goal, he said, I'm glad when they call timeout before I have to kick a field goal because it gives me plenty of time to relax and get oriented and to be ready and relaxed to kick the ball. Usually they don't like for that to happen, but it's the first time I've ever heard a kicker say that he liked for him to call timeout. Very unusual.
Bruner is the quarterback for the Cardinals. The First down pass. Threw it on a line and wide open out near the 30-yard line. What a beautiful throw and a catch by J.T. Smith. And a pickup of 20 yards on the play. Herman Edwards, the tackler.
And Bruner really looks relaxed and confident and poised in there at the quarterback spot at this time. Doesn't he, Jack? Of course, there's no pressure on him at all. And that, you know, they're behind, and whatever he does is going to be a bonus.
First down from the 29-yard line. To the air again. Caught this time by Tilley. And a gain of about 6 or 7 yards. And for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent Musburger, New York.
Jack, it's a day for the fake field goal, a thing of beauty. Lawrence Taylor out front to clear. The lateral from Rutledge to Atkinson, and the Giants have got 7 more, 14 unanswered points. They trail the Bengals now, 21-17. Back to Jack and Hank.
And they're still in the third quarter of that Giants-Cincinnati game. 21-17.
I'll tell you one thing, Jack. The Eagle defensive line is not rushing, and they're not getting off the ball like they were earlier in the game. I don't know whether they're tired, but they're not really going in there like they were earlier.
Bruner threw it right through the arms of Marsh on second down. By the way, we have a new right tackle. Carlos Scott is playing in place of Tootie Robbins for the Cardinals. Marsh could have caught that one.
It looked like he could have, yes. He was a little high, but he should have caught it.
There's Carlos Scott. He weighs, well, they have him listed 285. He weighs about 295, 300. All right, third and 4.
Talking to him the other day, he was very excited about the fact that he said he thought he lost about 800 pounds.
They're down 3.5, actually. 1:14 remaining in the third quarter. Out of the shotgun. Bruner steps up and throws, and Tilley caught it out of inbounds, and it's good. No doubt about it. At the 46-yard line of Philadelphia. Ray Ellis covering, and that is an 18-yard pickup, and for Tilley, his second pass of the day.
Watch Pat Tilley at the bottom of the screen. He goes down beyond the double coverage, breaks to the outside. He's always under control when he makes his cut, and he's got great hands, makes the catch. I just can't understand why he doesn't catch a lot more balls than he does, Jack.
Neither can he.
It's amazing, really, because he gets so much single coverage, and he's so difficult to cover one-on-one. He ought to get the ball more often. It would free up the other guys and get more chances to catch the ball.
Bruner is 4 out of 5. And it's whistled dead. That's a sack. They nail Lomax 3 times. They get Bruner for the first time, and Greg Brown was in there again. He told you he was going to have a good day, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he was all smiles. He said, I guarantee you I'll get to the quarterback tomorrow. He said, Louise Sharp is a great tackle. He said, but I've got to change my tactics and go inside and outside and put a lot of pressure on him, which he does. Here he comes to the left of the screen here. There he goes around Louise Sharp again, right around the outside, and gets to the quarterback again.
Of course, you can't blame Sharp for all of that. You can't stop it forever.
No, you can't, especially when they know you're going to pump the ball up and try to get it downfield as often as you can. But still, you're being paid to block that defensive end, and you better block it.
These guys get paid?
I don't know. That's the last time.
A loss of 6. It's the 4th time the Cardinals have been sacked today. 7 defensive backs for the Eagles. Less than a minute remaining in the third quarter. Tilley is way short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and long. Roy Green, he caught the ball, and Herman Edwards tackled him. 3rd and long coming up. We may not have another play here in the third quarter.
Watch Green. He's in the slot on your left. Watch the cushion. They want to make sure that he doesn't get anything deep. They say, go ahead and catch the ball in front. We're going to react and hit you and maybe make you cough up the ball, gang tackle, but we're not going to let you score anything deep and easy.
4 seconds left in the quarter. To the last play of the third quarter. Bruner throws, and Green dropped it. He was about 2 yards short of first down yardage. He wanted to catch it and go forward, but he dropped it with Andre Waters, number 20, covering him.
Watch it now. The isolation. The ball is on his way. And he turns and is worried about going up the field, and in the process loses possession of the football, and it falls incomplete.
Is going to be the punter for the Big Red. You might watch for a fake here. It's 4th down and 8. The ball is at the 44-yard line. Evan Cooper is back. He's inside his 15-yard line.
And we saw him snap the ball to Stump Mitchell a couple of times last year, and they're not doing it here.
The Eagles were really playing it soft, and a high kick by Birdsong, and a fair catch is called for at the 11-yard line by Evan Cooper. We have a collegiate doubleheader for you next Saturday on CBS. Purdue and Ohio State. They always play each other tough. Perhaps Keith Byers will be back for the Buckeyes. And Purdue beat Illinois yesterday.
And Purdue beat Ohio State and Michigan last year, Jack.
And that's the first part of the doubleheader. Speaking of Michigan, they play number 1 Iowa. Or you folks will see Auburn and Georgia Tech. Collegiate weekend on CBS will be very attractive. Eagles are back at their 11-yard line. They have Michael Haddix and Ernest Jackson in the backfield. Spagnola, the tight end, is on the left side, and a gain of about 4 yards by Jackson. I watch this Cardinal team frequently, Hank, and they play a lot of stunts and games up front. Frequently, they seem to take themselves out of the play instead of into the play.
Well, that can happen, especially when you're playing against a team that likes to run inside. The Eagles going into this game ran between the ends about 60% of the time. So that means you're going straight at the defense a lot, and they're doing it again today, and very successfully. I think if you run sideways an awful lot, the stunts are good, but when they run right at you, they are not too good.
2nd down and 5. Jackson again, a good block by Haddix, a 1st down run. Big run by Ernest Jackson out to the 29-yard line before Curtis Greer made his 2nd consecutive tackle. Well, they were backed up at their 11, but look at them now and on the ground.
Look at the blocks up front by Baker and Mitchell. They're coming off the ball extremely well. Steve Kinney is going through the hole. Jackson runs with great determination. And finally, Curtis Greer, number 75, makes the tackle.
14-yard run. Jackson has carried 23 times for 91 yards.
And talking to him yesterday, I said, gee, it looks like you're running much better than you did the last time we saw you in practice. He said, I'm finally getting in the groove. I know the system. I know what the blocking schemes are, and I feel much better. And he sure looks like he's running much, much better.
And he came across the 30-yard line. Haddix missed his block that time, and Nico Noga made the tackle. You want to know what's going on elsewhere? Well, here's what we know. The Giants are within a point in the 3rd quarter after trailing 21-0. And the Rams, Carl Leckern on an interception return scored 24-20 Rams over Tampa Bay in the 3rd quarter. And it is Dallas leading 20-3 over the Steelers in the 3rd quarter. We have an injured player and a timeout. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Eagles.
And I think that if anybody deserves to go to a Pro Bowl just because of specialty teams, he would be a guy that should be given strong consideration.
2nd down and 8. Jaworski to the air, swings it out here. They caught it. Out of bounds after a big 1st down catch and run. 12:40 left in the game. Leonard Smith ran him out. 15-yard gain.
They fake inside. Is not a very good fake. They throw outside to Hunter. Look at Mitchell, the big tackle out in front, number 74. E.J. Jr. is in hot pursuit.
Jeff Griffin coming up. Leonard Smith ran him out along with.
Smith finally knocks him out of bounds.
So the ball is at the Eagle 46. They've come from their 11 out to the 46. High formation and a 1st down pass, and he airs it out. We're quick. Flag on Griffin, I guess. Griffin covering. Let's see who did what. They may call offense. They were really thrashing around. Who did what to whom?
offensive pass interference. Number 35.
On
First
Jeff
down.
Griffin.
Watch quick against Griffin now. Watch it. It's very obvious. He's in his way. He gets his shoulder in there. Gets his hand. Look at his hand, on his arm. Very definitely, very obviously, pass interference on the part of Griffin. Number 35.
To the St. Louis 29 and a first down. That's one of the things happening. It happens when you air the ball out, right?
That's right. Anything can happen.
On first down, Herman Hunter breaks the tackle and gets a couple of yards. And now for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent Musburger, New York.
Well, Jack, the Los Angeles Rams are trying to stay unbeaten, and they have seized the lead from Tampa Bay. They did it with their defense. Carl Eckern snapping off the pass, 33 yards for the score. They lead 24-20. Back to you and Hank.
That's our score, and we have 12 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game. Second and 8 after Hunter got 2. Whistle. It's not the 30-second clock. Something else got in the way of the Eagles. We have 11:53 left in the
False
game.
start on the offense, number 73, and also the center.
Steve Kenny and Mark Dennard both moved before the snap of the ball.
I asked Mark Dennard, would you rather play against the even spacing without anybody on your nose or the odd spacing with a player on your nose? And surprisingly, he said, I'd rather have somebody on my nose because I know where he's going to be, and it's a personal wage warfare between the two of us, and that's where I'd like to have the guy line up right on my nose.
Maddox, who was injured earlier, is back in there now. Fake to him and a pass to Hunter. A screen out here. And touchdown. 32-yard pass touchdown. That's kind of like a moving screen, wasn't it?
Oh, I tell you, it opened up beautifully. You talk about Baker, Spagnola, Mitchell was out in front on the screen, and he cut back beautifully.
It's a first pro touchdown for that kid.
Non-level. Here they fake inside, throw it back on the outside, and look at Mitchell, the big tackle out in front, but he cuts back nicely. Young gets blocked, and he goes all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. Spagnola and Baker, both of whom made great blocks downfield.
And the extra point is good to make it 30-0. What a thrashing the Eagles are giving the Cardinals. The time remaining, 11:28, and the score, 30-0 Eagles, the underdogs in this game. McFadden will kick it off. Stump Mitchell waits for St. Louis. Mitchell will give way, and it is taken by Harrington, the former Eagle. He runs hard and breaks loose. McFadden's in his way, and he's tackled beyond the 45-yard line. McFadden ended up on the deck. He stopped him so that Fowles could make the tackle. The leading passer in the NFL this year with a complicated rating system is Jim McMahon of the Bears. And look who's fourth, Montana of the 49ers. And those two teams play today, and you'll see it on CBS when this one is over. Bears 5-0 and the 49ers 3-2, 2 games behind the Rams. The Rams are winning. It's getting to be a must time for the 49ers.
McMahon has really given them the spark and the dimension that they've needed for such a long time offensively. We're talking about the Chicago Bears.
Here's the draw from Bruner to O.J. Anderson, and Greg Brown made the tackle. Barry Harrington with a good kickoff return, and O.J. Anderson made only a yard. How are the Giants doing? Well, they've fallen further behind. They were within 21-20, but now Cincinnati has scored again on an interception return by James Griffin to lead 28-20 in the third quarter. A minute left in that third quarter. Bruner sets up and batted down.
Wes Hopkins knocked it down.
Ran right into it like an outfielder. Hopkins got his his hands up, and it's 3rd and 8. People who may have turned in late want to know why Bruner is playing. Hopkins at number 48.
There he is, and he times the jump perfectly. You know, the ironic thing about Hopkins is the fact that he didn't practice very much all week long. He had a pulled hamstring, and he didn't know for sure whether he could play or not. But he certainly made his presence obvious here this afternoon.
Lomax has been benched in this game, and Bruner's in the shotgun, 3rd and 9. 7 defensive backs for the Eagles. And the pass is incomplete. Down around the 35-yard line. An effort by J.T. Smith to come back and catch it. But the Cardinals will have to punt.
And that time Hopkins, we're talking about him a lot, but Hopkins was blitzing from the outside that time and got to him right about the time he wanted to throw the football, and that's why he threw it just a little bit too short.
You know, he was in the shotgun, Hank, but he had to come up a step to get the ball, and that put him pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
It did. And the way the Eagles are getting penetration, you don't want to get too close to the line of scrimmage. It's a dangerous place to be.
Today it is the way the line has been playing for the Eagles. Evan Cooper is back to get this punt from Birdsong. Eagles stay away from him. Birdsong, who's been kicking well, hangs it high. Cooper returns it from the 11-yard line. Breaks a couple of tackles, and then he is really smashed after crossing the 20. That was a 42-yard punt and a 10-yard return. There's Neil Lomax, a long leaf soul along the sideline. Dick Jamieson, the offensive coordinator, with him. He's healthy. That's not the problem. He just had a bad day. He had a bad night last Monday against the Redskins. Threw for 4 interceptions. Sacked numerous times. Eagles are having a good time here today, aren't they, Hank?
Yeah, they're playing this game just like they practiced the other day. Watching them practice, as I mentioned earlier, you had a good feeling about this team. They're very excited about what they can do from here on in because I think they have some spark offensively again.
Everett in motion and a handoff to Jackson. That was a new formation that we hadn't seen for the Eagles.
You know, they're also talking about being excited. They're excited about having Sid Gilman back. He joined them this week. Talking to Sid, he said, my responsibility will only be to work with the quarterbacks, do nothing else, to work especially with Randall Cunningham. He said, I really don't. I'm going to have to relearn there's Sidney right there. He's looking at the game today with the idea of learning more about what they're doing. He has to learn a new system because he has to get familiarized with that again. But he's really happy to be back. And he said, I missed it terrifically, and I couldn't say no when they asked me.
2nd down and 7. Tailback Ernest Jackson. He dives low and comes out near the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down, about 2 yards to go.
You know, and talking about Sid Gilman, sometimes when somebody like Sid comes in, the coordinator, in this case Teddy Marchibroda, sometimes gets his nose out of joint because he feels somebody is going to challenge his position. But Teddy's a pro. He was a great head coach for the Baltimore Colts, and he said, listen, all I want to do is win. As long as we win, that's the only thing that matters. He said, it'll free me with more time to devote to the overall offense instead of working so much, especially with the young quarterback, Randall Cunningham. So it's a great approach.
3rd down and 2 for the Eagles. Jaworski in the shotgun. Maddox back with him. And the pass is thrown behind Herman Hunter.
Nelson was blitzing from the outside that time, and he saw him coming and got rid of the ball just in time.
Good idea.
Very smart.
30-0 the score, and the Eagles will punt. Clock is stopped. 8:45 left in the game, and right about this time, it couldn't end quickly enough for the Cardinals, could it?
You're right.
Hank, when you look at the Cardinals' schedule, they have two games left against Dallas. They play at Pittsburgh next week. They play at the Rams. They have another game with the Giants.
You know, this is a funny team, though. You know, a couple of years ago, we saw the Eagles, the Washington Redskins beat St. Louis so badly in St. Louis, remember? I thought, man, it was going to be terrible the rest of the season. They came right back and won the next week and had a great year. So it's very hard to understand what they're going to do from here on in.
J.T. Smith handles the punt at the Cardinal 35-yard line. Tough to catch from a left-footed kicker. You'll get a look at Patrick Ewing when he makes his professional debut on the 26th of October. And and he will be matched up against Philadelphia. They expect Patrick to take care of that New York franchise for many years. He is something to watch, isn't he?
He really is.
That date is October 26th. That will be the start of the season and Patrick's debut. Here we have 8:37 left. There's Scott Brunner. He is quarterbacking the club. And the Eagles, by the way, have 7 defensive backs already on the field. Lomax has been benched. That's the big story here today. His figures were very unimpressive. And the ball rests at the Cardinal 35. Out of the shotgun. 4-man front, 7 backs. J.T. Smith. And that's first down yardage out near midfield, and the tackle by Wes Hopkins. But they'll give him a lot of those 13-yard gains, Hank.
Yeah, they're gonna let him take the skateboard down the field and make sure they don't get anything cheap. Just travel slowly, and they're going to be content with that. J.T. Smith has been a good addition to this football team. Played for the Kansas City Chiefs. We talked to him yesterday. He's a happy-go-lucky guy. He really has a great attitude about playing for this team and hopes that he can make a very valuable contribution.
Out of the shotgun, Brunner. Played at Delaware. He leads Green a bit too much, and it's incomplete. How are the Giants doing? Well, Esiason has thrown for another touchdown pass. This one to Holman, and it's 35-20 in their game. They have more than 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Tampa Bay goes back ahead of the Rams as Tampa Bay tries to win their first game of the year. You never know in this league.
You really don't. There's Dallas 20-6 over Pittsburgh.
A couple of field goals is all the Steelers have been able to manage. And Green Bay in the fourth quarter, a 3-point lead over the Vikings. Cleveland over Houston, 14-10. 2nd and 10 Cardinals. 14-6 that score, Cleveland, and low and away to the receiver Tilley, thrown by Brunner.
Greg Brown again, getting good penetration. Number 98.
The Eagles had slowed down a little bit with their pass rush, but they're getting it back together now.
Well, they've been on the field a long time today, and they're getting a little tired, I would guess, because they're just throw, and they continue to flop those ears back and go after the quarterback, so I'm sure they're getting a little weary.
Brunner is 6 out of 12 for 73 yards. And he's in the shotgun and needs 10 yards. And high and away to the receiver. Roy Green, the man downfield, and Elbert Fowles covered him. Fowles is playing on the left corner where Roynell Young is absent.
Albert Fowles has really developed into a very outstanding cornerback, and he's playing extremely well and has done a terrific job ready for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I said before, I think on several other occasions in other games regarding Philadelphia, Fred Bruni, their defensive coordinator, has said that he thinks that the 8 defensive backs they have here now at Philadelphia are the very best they've had since he's been here, and he's been here a long, long time.
Another punt by Birdsong. This will be number 7. 7:44 left. Eagles stay away. No any penalties, and Birdsong thumps it deep to probably let it go. And it bounces inside the 5, and it is down by St. Louis inside the 5-yard line. Evan Cooper allowed the ball to bounce. He did the right thing, but Cardinals got a good bounce after a 50-yard punt, no return. They put it down on the Philadelphia 3. Checking the standings in the NFC West, the Rams are undefeated but trailing at the moment at Tampa Bay, and the 49ers started the day 2 games behind the Rams, so they're rooting for the Buccaneers today. Meanwhile, they have their own work cut out for them. They'll take their 3-2 record on the field against the Bears, who are 5-0, and you will see this game here on CBS when this one is over. Cards on their last 6 possessions have had to punt the ball away. Now that's inefficiency.
That's not doing much.
No, sir. 7:34 left in the game. Last time the Eagles had the ball, they started at their 11 and went the length of the field in 7 plays to score a touchdown. They have Major Everett in there, and he'll be blocking for Ernest Jackson. That's the case, and Jackson comes across the 5. And that puts him over the 100 mark. These fans knew it. Over the 100 mark for Ernest Jackson, the former San Diego Charger. He leaves the field.
Jackson, I said to Jackson yesterday, oh, let's listen to this ovation. I said, Ernest, I said, you're looking like you're running well and doing good in practice. He said, Coach, he said, I just want to get over across the water again this year, meaning he wants to go to that Pro Bowl. 27 carries, 102 yards.
Hunter and Everett are in the backfield now. The tailback, Hunter. He's a high stepper. He comes out near the 11 before he's blasted by Lonnie Young, the rookie from Michigan State. And a few fisticuffs. E.J. Jr. is hot. He's hot, but his club isn't.
Yep. When you get mad, just block harder and tackle harder. That usually gets the job done instead of fighting.
Looks like he's trying to get something going out there, though, at least, right?
Yep.
He calls the defensive signals for the Cardinals. 6:20 left in the game. 30-0, Philadelphia leading. And 3rd down and 2 here for the Eagles. Everett the up back, and they toss to Hunter. And met by Noga, who stood him straight up and stopped him, and the Eagles will punt.
Talking to Nico Noga yesterday, I asked him what he did during the offseason. He said, I just worry about getting myself ready for the next season. He said, I work out physically. Boy, has he ever put together a nice kid.
He's from Samoa, and he doesn't like the water. That's unusual.
That's not, yeah, it hurts his ears, he said. I asked about swimming and surfboarding. He said, I don't like it. The water hurts my ears.
Mike Moran punts. Cardinals may be coming after him. J.T. Smith is back. They're coming after him, and Horan gets it away. High, short, fair catch, and it bounces out of bounds near the Eagle 40-yard line. Well, after you watch that Bears 49ers game, that was a 32-yard punt tonight on CBS. You will see 60 Minutes. Murder, she wrote, crazy like a fox, and Crapper John, M.D., the usual fine CBS broadcasting on Sunday night. 5:18 left as the Cardinals get the ball. 32-yard punt. Dallas is ahead by 7 in the 4th quarter over the Steelers. Bruner, the quarterback, 7 defensive backs for the Eagles. It's the best field position today for the Cardinals to start a drive. And there's Roy Green, and it is incomplete.
Got there a little bit too late, Jack. He didn't throw the ball soon enough. Had he got rid of the ball sooner, anticipated just being open, it would have been a touchdown. But he hung on to it just a little bit too long. And, of course, that comes from not playing very much.
And Ray Ellis came over to the play, number 24.
Watch, Green is in the slot. There you are. He's coming down the field. There you see him.
Ellis, 24.
That's right. And see, he's waiting for the ball, It's slow coming. Finally, Ellis gets there by the time the ball does and knocks the ball down. But it hung up there too long. It was thrown too late.
A year ago, Hank, they would have called interference on that play. But Ellis was playing the ball also, so they let it go. Bruner is 1 for his last 8. Outside, and the receiver fell down. Pat Tilley slipped and fell as he made his move, number 83. Andre Waters was covering him, number 20. And they talk it over and said, what are you going to do next? 5:05 left in the game.
I think, you know, everybody talks about the inefficiency of the St. Louis Cardinal offense. But I tell you, number one, as I mentioned earlier in the game, number one, they do not like to play against a team that plays a zone as well as Philadelphia. And number two, you have to give Philadelphia a lot of credit because they are a very disciplined team defensively. They play the zone as well as anybody in the league. They know what they do. They do it extremely well. And that's one of the reasons why the St. Louis Cardinal offense has not been very efficient.
3rd and 10. Bruner double pops, and what a beautiful throw, and a touchdown catch by Tilley. Bruner and Tilly connect to put the Cardinals on the board with a 40-yard touchdown pass. Andre Waters trying to cover, had help from Ellis, but Tilly didn't miss it.
Boy, he laid it in there perfectly. I didn't think he was going to get there in time. I didn't think the ball was going to get there in time. I thought it was going to get knocked down because Waters and Ellis had him wedged and looked like they had a pretty good chance to get to the ball, but they didn't quite make it.
Tilly's third touchdown reception of the year, and O'Donoghue will try the extra point. He's kicked all 16 tries this year. And a whistle stops play. It doesn't count. The whistle before the snap. Three plays for the Cardinals to go the 40 yards. Only 21 seconds. Bob Frederick will tell us what happened.
False start on the offense, number 63. Extra point try will be repeated.
The umpires John Keck, head linesman Liguri Haggerty, Ron Bloom the line judge, Bill Swanson the back judge, side judge Dwayne Gandy, and Don Hakes is the field judge here today. Here's the first final of the day. Redskins win 24-3 over Detroit. Lions are 3-3, and so are the Redskins. O'Donoghue punches it through, and it's 30-7. We have 4:57 left in the game. Let's watch Pat Tilly catch that touchdown pass with a spectacular effort.
There he's out there by himself. There's Anderson going down the field too.
Tilly doesn't usually run by people.
No, he doesn't. But you see Ellis coming in from the inside, and Waters covering, ran right by Waters, and Ellis was trying to come from the inside. And usually, Jack, when the ball is up there that long, a safety man can cover about 20 yards and still get to the ball. I thought when the ball was thrown that Ellis was going to get there in time, but he just didn't quite make it.
I'm trying to think of something like a bridge over covered waters, but I won't say it. It's 4:57 left in the game here. 30-7 in favor of the Eagles. Do you think they stand a chance next week against the Cowboys here before a sellout crowd?
The Eagles? I think the way they're playing, I'd guarantee you can't take this thing short. You know, really, a lot of people, because of the record, don't think they're a very good football team, but you look at what they've done so far.
We saw them beat Washington.
Yeah, and they've played some very close games. They should have won could have won last week against New Orleans.
Could have beaten the Giants on that late field goal try.
Right, and so they've been in every game, and they feel very good. The great thing about this team right now, their attitude is so high. They feel good about themselves, and they feel they finally got their offense in gear, and they know they're going to play well defensively, so they could be a snootful, and their kicking is excellent.
The only game they were out of was here's the onside try, and the Eagles have it, lose it, and they get it back again. A short kick try, and Wes Hopkins got up. He's doing everything, isn't he?
Yes, he is, and especially for a guy that wasn't supposed to play in the game.
He came right up aggressively to the ball, which is what he should do. It doesn't have to go 10 yards for the defense to touch it.
He got a good jump on the ball, caught it on the high hop.
He almost lost it, but he clutched it back, and the ball's at the St. Louis 43. One very good faking by O'Donoghue with it.
Yep.
Herman Hunter and Major Everett in the backfield. There's Hunter. And a good tackle was made. You talk about riding somebody down. That was Leonard Smith. He's tough and a very good tackler, number 45.
You know, one thing about, we talked about this earlier too, Jack, I think the good teams, you know, it's one thing to be a team like St. Louis with a lot of talent and win some games and lose some games, but finally you reach a plateau of performance and a plateau of excellence where people expect you to win. And then it's really a challenge to win when you're supposed to win. And St. Louis has not been able to do that. The one thing the good teams do, they do not lose in bunches. They win in bunches. And if they lose here this afternoon, like it looks like they will have lost 3 out of the last 4 games they played, Jack. And you can't do that and be in the playoffs.
2nd and 10. Stay on the ground, and Hunter to the right side. And again he is knocked down. And there goes the flag as the tackle was made by Freddie Joe Nunn. That Nunn, 53, can really move across the field.
Yeah, he's really got terrific speed, but I think if you're going to do anything against him, you have to run at him rather than run away from him. He's typical of the great athletes, and just like Taylor and a lot of guys, Green, they're less efficient when you run right at them.
They talk it over with Curtis Greer. If they decline the penalty, it'll be 3rd down and about 9.
Illegal block, number 85 on the offense, and a penalty will be refused. Be 3rd down.
Ron Johnson, the wide receiver, with the illegal block. Cardinals send in Stafford Mays to help with the pass rush, number 76. Take out Noga and Nunn. Leave Jr. in there.
You know, the other thing, I think there's probably a lot of speculation about Randall Cunningham going into the game maybe at this stage. I guarantee he will not be in the game. The Sixers will put him in the game. He's got a bad ankle, and for that reason, it would be silly to put him in at this late stage.
Here's the screen, and it's... Oh, brother. You talk about a big hit by Jeff Griffin. He put his head down and flew into that screen, and the receiver coughed it up.
Well, you talk about a picture tackle, and he is activated for the first time this week, and he's anxious and willing and able to play, and it was a great hit by Griffin. Look at this shot.
He was hunting Hunter, and he got him. 3:34 left in the game, 4th down, and the punter is in there, Horan. Hank, one thing you were talking about, the Eagles have only 2 quarterbacks, Jaworski and Cunningham, so they can't put the 3rd guy in there to give him any experience.
No, that's right, and of course they can't take a chance of getting the other kid hurt any more than he is right now because his ankle is very sore and tender.
Left-footed kicker tries for out of bounds, but it goes into the end zone and will come out to the 20-yard line. 43-yard punt, but take 20 yards off of that as it comes out. 3:24 remaining in the game. And Bruner returns to the quarterback spot. There's Marion Campbell talking to Evan Cooper, who is one of his defensive backs. He'll have a record of 2-4 when this game is over.
You know, the other thing that's very obvious about football teams all over the league, some teams can play a lot better under adversity than they can under successful situations. And I think maybe the St. Louis Cardinals are a little bit that kind of a team. But, you know, it's been unusual the way they played when it looks like they were down and they were counting them out, and all of a sudden they'd come back and play like crazy. This might be the situation. This might be the kind of a game that'll knock them right back into their senses again. Maybe they'll come back and play well next week. It's hard to tell what a team's going to do.
Bruner throws high, and it's intercepted by Ellis. Ellis breaks the tackle and returns it to the 30, to the 25 before he's stopped. Ray Ellis, number 24, intercepts Bruner on a deflection. By the way, a lot of people in St. Louis are happy about that play because Ellis married a girl from St. Louis, Hank, and has some relatives there.
There's Scott Bruner coming off the field. I got acquainted with his dad last year, who was coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a very fine coach.
He intended the pass for Mitchell, and it bounced into the arms of Ellis, who intercepted for the 2nd time this year.
And I tell you, Scott Bruner doesn't get the credit he deserves as being a quarterback. I think he's got a good arm, and he's a knowledgeable guy, very much of a student of the game. He's going to be able to help as they go along if they need him.
Under the tailback. And the Cardinals are really playing up close to the line of scrimmage, knowing that the Eagles want to run the clock down. 3 minutes left. Noga made another tackle. He's been very busy. Hank, I know it's tough to tell until you watch the film and check the technical aspects of the game, but how would you suppose that Noga played today?
Well, as you mentioned, he's made a lot of big plays and a lot of good plays. And you know, the amazing thing about this team defensive line, the defensive line, with the exception of Greer, who we mentioned several times, we haven't mentioned the other defensive linemen hardly at all.
No, Galloway one time, Baker one time. Not much going on.
Yeah, and Baker, we haven't talked about him at all.
Scott Bergold is in there. The defensive line for the Cardinals, number 74. And we'll give you some scores of other games as Curtis Greer made that tackle. Denver ahead in the 4th quarter by 5 against Indianapolis. At Indianapolis. New England winning 14-3 over Buffalo, winless on the year. That's in the 4th quarter. Cleveland ahead at Houston 21-6 in that game with Bernie Kosar doing the quarterback.
Cleveland is hot. Boy, they're playing well.
And we're down to the 2-minute warning. There's the score, 30-7, Philadelphia. 2 minutes left. Hank Stram and Jack Buck with you from Philadelphia, where the Eagles lead 30-7. They have the ball at the Cardinal 25. Jaworski has thrown the ball this half 12 times. He's been laying low. 8 out of 12, 2 touchdowns. Cardinals show the blitz. And a delay. And Hunter ran the ball inside the 25, and Philadelphia will try for 3 more points. Jeff Griffin made that tackle.
Jaworski is a businessman too here in Philadelphia, Jack. He's got a restaurant called the Eagle's Nest, and then they just opened up a racquetball club with John Spagnola and Quick, and they call that the All-Pro.
Oh, that's why Spagnola and Quick didn't want him benched, huh?
That's right. They're all partners.
Well, McFadden has kicked field goals today of 52, 39, 21 yards, but they passed that up, and they're going to run from scrimmage on 4th and 8. High snap, inside handoff Hunter, and the Cardinals get the ball. Well, I guess Marion Campbell didn't want to rub it in. He's got to play him another time back in St. Louis, right? The Rams got an interception return from Leroy Urban, and they take the lead 31-27 in a wild game at Tampa Bay.
I tell you one thing about Johnny Robbins and his Rams. They don't give away games. They find a way to win. They make things happen, and they're fundamentally very sound. Nothing very fancy, but all they do is win, which is a great compliment to John.
That really affects this game coming up. The Bears and the 49ers at San Francisco. The game you'll see when this one is over on CBS. Cardinals take over at their 26. Neil Lomax was benched in this game, and he's still along the sideline as Scott Bruner runs the club. The third quarterback for the Cardinals is Rick McIver.
Due to a contractual agreement with the NFL, we must switch live now to bring you the Kansas City Chiefs game in its entirety. Stay tuned to KCTV5 for updates on the St. Louis-Philadelphia contest.